move them all. 1 for 1, the deal's done. Bobby Mack let us know. Ryan Stromey lost it twice. Drake from Manning was not nice. 2 good picks, they went for Griff. Pete just had to go. Eric Greiber buyout, what was that all about? Miko signed a 3-year deal, and my friends, that ain't no steal. Traded for Spooner, shoulda canned him sooner. Chris Russell, Lucic, no movement on their deals. Pete left a tire fire. Bobby Nix is searching for the perfect person.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode, another show with the AM Nasty. It is the Nielson Show right here on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Thank you very much for popping by for a visit once again this morning. YouTube, what's up? Nasty Chat, how you doing this morning? Lieutenant Eric, how are you doing this morning?
Boo.
Oh, what?
Boo.
Who are you booing?
Blue Jays.
The Toronto Blue Jays.
Boo.
Oh my God, man!
Right?
Look, there's no point in even being disappointed that they're not going to make the playoffs because there's zero chance they could advance in said playoffs.
Why prolong the suffering? Right? Just
enough.
Stick a fork.
Enough is enough.
Yeah.
I can't take any more. It's extremely frustrating. Yeah, they've dropped 3. Unfortunately they have to play Texas again.
Like just dismantled during these 3 games.
Over the 3 games, I did the math today. It's not difficult math because it's just 3 games, but I added up the total runs in 3 games. They've been outscored 26-7 in this critical 3-game set.
Yeah, so much for keeping them close to and like relying on your bullpen. And, like it's not even in a question.
They've given up 10 twice.
Yeah.
Like it's unbelievable. Yeah. I think the first 5 guys through the batting order, possibly 6, at least 5, combined for 1 hit last night. It's wild to think, like without Manoah this year, your pitching has still been relatively good for the Toronto Blue Jays. Talking about it with Hustler yesterday on the Lock Shop. The Blue Jays, they've got 4 guys in their starting rotation with an ERA sub 4. I just would have never thought the reason the Jays got sunk this season is because of their bats. Is because Vladdy looks completely lost right now. It's the exact opposite way that I thought this was going to go down.
Sheldon S. says tire fire in the Nasty Chat. I don't know if he's referring to the song leading us in or the Jays right now, but I guess both would be.
It covers
applicable.
both.
Yeah,
it covers both. That's the mess that they find themselves in right now. It's extremely, extremely frustrating. If you want to chime in, Nasty Chat is where you can do it on YouTube. And, of course, if you are listening, if you're driving to work, you're at work, and just listening to the audio feed, you can do that as well. 780-218-9999. That is your Paris Jewelers inbox. 780-218-9999. I see we've already got some Macramalla.
It's been going on for hours in that inbox already this morning.
It's great. I love it. Oil City Dynasty is in. It says, "Conch me, boys. It's my first morning I'm able to listen live as I've been training someone at work. 6 o'clocker for life." I love it. Welcome back to the Listen Live. What do you got?
Conch, this one as well. They didn't ask for one, but I'm going to give it anyways. Morning, boys. A Conch play. Here they go. I have one for myself and my daughter. Heading out tomorrow. 2nd annual college football trip. Last year, Michigan. This year, they'll see Central Michigan at your Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Oh, my
So a Conch for
goodness.
that trip out east there.
That sounds amazing. What a life.
Yeah.
That's absolutely incredible. All right, so Macramalla intros are already flying in. The man himself is going to join us around 7:30 this morning. If you do get in the mix, we've had some great text of the days so far this week. I mean, Big Maples yesterday was absolutely incredible. If you win text of the day, you are going to win a gift certificate from A&W, $20 gift card. You'll be able to swing by the offices here and pick it up. We have office hours. We are open from 9 o'clock until 1:30 every single day, and most of the time you'll be able to find one of Joaquin Gage or Will Frazier just lurking around by the front door.
That's the bonus prize to all this as well. Like, you can come and see one of those dudes, right?
Yeah,
like,
a bonus. You're right.
Yeah. Have them hand you the A&W gift card.
I feel like if we were to track down Phrase and say, "Hey, man, do you want to just be in charge of handing out gift cards at the office?" I think he would fully commit to it.
Phrase. Oh, hey. You put out the call and he's here already.
I honestly think he would. I think he would be in for sure. Sam on the Nasty Chat today says, "Morning, boys. Tuning in from Sydney, Australia. Love your work." And a good day to you down under,
Lay
sir.
down under, mate.
Yeah, that's real nice. I'm going to conch the guy from Sydney today. Box Pounder, TSN legal analyst. I guess it's not TSN legal analyst anymore. Ooh. EST legal analyst.
That sounds better.
That sounds real nice. EST legal analyst and guy who drives around creepily in a black sedan. Eric Macramalla.
We have an update on that as well.
We do have an update on that. Hey, by the way, we are in the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio. If you didn't notice, huge shout out to Furby and the crew over at Popeyes for helping us there. They got the sweet and spicy wings available right now, 6 pieces or 12 pieces, ghost pepper seasoning. Absolutely delicious. Little bit of an update. And boy, are we feeling good about this today. Boy, are we feeling good about this.
Yeah.
Matthew Awanek, you basically we confirmed. Now, I think we can still refer to them as the black sedan creep, as was brought up yesterday. But what do we have here?
Well, it wasn't black sedan that I was able to confirm today,
okay.
right?
Oh, okay.
But as I drove by today, there was another vehicle just sitting there, and I looked over, there was someone inside, and you could see a security jacket.
You saw the patch.
Oh,
I
in
saw
the
it.
same
Patch.
place as black sedan creep?
But not the black sedan.
Parked in front of a
So
gate.
unless, maybe the security guard is watching for black sedan.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't even think about that.
Interesting.
But there was a security guard today.
Okay, so yeah, we've brought up black sedan creep. Now we can confirm that there's at least a security guard in the same area.
Yeah, 4-1 creep. It's like a compact.
It looks like business gets done around this neighborhood. Right?
And at
We
this
start
time of
to
day,
get worried, and all of a sudden, boom, security right there. So that's good. If you have a Macramala intro, hit us up in the nasty chat or 780-218-9999 MOP in the nasty chat. Morning, guys, from Norman Wells, NT.
Mop. He was in the other day, Matty. Remember?
Oh, he's up in the North Territories now?
In the
That's
Arctic
Mop,
Circle,
man.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Glad you made
very
it.
cool. Very cool. Yeah, glad to see you're
Hello up
connecting
there.
from.
Is that how?
Yeah, the
Hi.
North Pole is that way, isn't it?
North, yeah.
I think that's exactly where it is.
Can I have another conch here? The
yeah,
inbox
sure,
is
buddy. Of
humming
course.
this
Yeah,
morning.
let's
Paris
do it.
Toulouse
Let's do
inbox.
it. Yeah.
Mr. Nunez, I understand no premature conches, but it was made official yesterday. Edmonton Oil Kings Love Pro Wrestling tag teaming for the Oil Rumble.
I saw
January
this.
21st.
I saw this.
Yeah. I know you're a busy man, Spengler Cup, and all that stuff,
Yeah.
but maybe you get down there and put on your,
What's the date on again?
January 21st.
January
Get a little
21st.
broadcasting table and
Yeah. And are they?
ever done
Did
pro
you say
wrestling?
they're calling it the Oil Rumble?
Oil Rumble. It's
Brilliant.
great. It's great. The logo
Brilliant.
looks great. It's a great
The
partnership.
Oil Rumble is brilliant. That's extremely well done. Congratulations to the Oil Kings.
Absolutely.
And the rest, that's awesome. I saw that pop up on Twitter last night.
You need to be either commentating on it or we enter somebody in.
Phrase.
We have enough time. Yeah, he
Yeah.
could start training right now and he'd be ready for this.
Skinny phrase.
Exactly. Yes.
All right. So yes, hit us up in the YouTube chat, the nasty chat there, or you said the inbox is just hopping today. Eh?
Another one. Let's conch Whale and the Wolf from the album release. And that comes in
let's
from Pat
do it.
McCounty
Boom.
and
Yes, for
several
sure.
others.
Let's go. Yeah, congrats to the boys. Your brother, Lucas, is going to be in on the roundtable today, and they have a show tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, yes, down at the Starlight Room, themselves and 3 other bands for their album release. So
What time do they go on?
No later than 11, I'm told.
See,
So-
that's when you know you've made it.
Well,
when
that's
you're the band that's going on at 11.
weekend gig. Like, I don't know if
Yeah.
you want Friday or the Saturday, doesn't matter, but you get one of those days, and then the late stage time. Like, it's not like you're going on at like 7 or 8 and home by 10.
Did they time this out so they can watch the Riders game till about 10:15ish and then take the stage? They are Riders fans.
That or the Huskies Golden Bears.
There's lots of
tons
good
of football
football.
tomorrow,
Yeah,
yeah.
lots of good. Hey guys, football is back.
Football.
Football is back.
And it's tonight as well, week 2 in the NFL. You can join me at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Century Casino Fort Road. We'll be entering you for a chance to win a trip for 2 to L.A. to see the Rams and Browns. Food and drink specials throughout the night as well. I think somebody tweeted at me last night, just a random account. Northside Steve is wondering if it's all go tomorrow at the Century Casino.
Yes,
he's using
Northside
proxy
Steve.
accounts to see if it's so. Hopefully, I haven't seen him for a while. Hopefully, he's down there tonight. But swing by Century Sports
Wait,
Bar and Lounge.
Northside Steve Is that like
Oh, yeah.
Northside, Steve?
You know who
I
I'm
know who you're
about.
talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. The video testimonies. Yeah.
Oh, you got to get him to record something for the new show.
You were rolling into the Northside brew house there, and it's like 6:30, and he's already like.
He had some class.
He is
you got to get something fresh from that guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm excited now. That'll be
rebrand.
That'll be great. We'll actually get into the Thursday Night Football Challenge for Century Casino coming up. Yesterday we said, we got a jam-packed show. We had Mark Cordy. And then there was a lot of segments and stuff that we got to. Today's show is legitimate. Like, this is going to fly by. These 3 hours are going to be gone right before we get started because basically the entire show is just jammed up with excellent content. Plus, we'll still have time for lots of your messages as well. But in the 6 o'clock hour, we're going to crack some packs for Wayne Sports Cards. I've got some of the new metal stuff. We're going to get into that around 6:45-ish today.
The new metal stuff?
Yeah.
Like
It's
metal
metal Universe.
Oh.
No, but you'll see. We'll get into that. That was just released over the last few weeks. New product just came out yesterday. We'll get into that anyway at 6:45 today. Cool Bet Hotline's going to happen here. We're going to look at the Thursday nighter between the Vikings and the Eagles. So we'll get into that. We'll do the Thursday Night Football Challenge. Give you a chance to win a gift certificate to Century Casino on Fort Road, where you can join Eric at the sports bar and lounge. No Renee sighting last
Nope.
okay,
It was because the Bills was playing, and she's a Bills fan.
Oh,
So
wow! I
tonight-
like that commitment.
Tonight she's going to be back. Yeah.
I love it. She manages a sports bar, but her team's playing, and she's not watching it at the sports bar. She's watching it at home because she's so
Gotta
focused.
do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, this is like the dream version of Renee. You know, there's our Renee, and then there's this other real life version of Renee. It turns out to be really awesome.
Being a Bills fan myself, you're telling
Yeah.
me. Like, I was...
Yeah, that's
blown away.
That's quite something. In the 7 o'clock hour today, we launched this segment last week. We're going to be back doing it again because you want to eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme. We're going to get into I Got Beef coming up just after 7:05 today. What do you have beef with in life or in the world of sports right now? You can chime in 780-218-9999 or in the nasty chat, and we'll give you some things that we've got beef with right now. Eric Macramalla, he will usually join us on Fridays once again. He just has a really great Friday vibe. But that's why I like having him on a Thursday, because it gives us that Friday feel.
Yeah, the only point, I mean, you're not here tomorrow, right? Tom Gazzola.
Yeah, Tommy Gazzola is going to be in the chair tomorrow.
Macramalla's joined him a couple of times and just calls him Gorgonzola for like 5 minutes, and then that's the segment. So it's kind of, it's more better to have him on today than opposed to tomorrow.
Yeah, we will. We'll get into that. Macramalla will join us around 7:30 this morning for Park Mazda. Ian Rapoport, NFL insider extraordinaire. He's going to join us at 7:45.
More news on that Kelsey Taylor Swift relationship, perhaps. Eh? He was kind of waiting into that.
Wait, what?
Oh, they've been hanging out.
No, they haven't.
Apparently.
Oh, Taylor Swift, don't do this.
Well,
Don't do this. Oh no. Really? Are you just making this up? Was this
No,
a
no,
mock- what? I didn't see this.
there's rumors of them maybe a date, multiple dates hanging out. Rapoport had something on it yesterday, but he left it pretty plain.
Oh my goodness.
Hey,
Wow.
This is the world. Larger than life figure. She's
Yeah,
touring the world.
was it the VMAs last night? I thought I saw a bunch of stuff popping up on TikTok with her having a good time, and there was an NSYNC reunion, including Timberlake.
Yeah, they've
at
been
the VMAs.
Yeah, they've been quietly hanging out, according to multiple reports. I don't know what that means.
So I
How
was
can
gonna
you
say-
quietly hang out when you're these two individuals?
Well, no, or do they just sit there and really don't say anything? They just hang out in a quiet
just
fashion.
get the vibe down first to make sure you kind of click.
Hey, Taylor Swift, how are you? Oh, I'm doing really good, Travis Kelce. Oh, cool. And then that's it. It's just quietly,
Yeah, I'd expect nothing.
quietly hanging
nothing
out.
less from them.
Yeah, I look at it from like a well done, Travis Kelce. Don't do this, Taylor Swift. You know, Travis. I like Travis Kelce.
Already taking
I don't know,
sides.
there seems like I am taking sides in this one. I am taking sides in this Travis Kelce Taylor Swift thing. I like the guy on the nasty chat who says I can read Macramala intros before they're set on air now, which is true in the nasty chat. The inbox, they're secret. We'll get to those as we work our way through the show today. But Macramalla and Rapoport back to back in the 7 o'clock hour today. 3 questions too many and kind of easy trivia just after 8 o'clock this morning. Greg Wyshynski, who will be joining us weekly on the show from Metal Supermarkets. Wyshynski's going to be by around 8:30. He was just in Vegas where they had the big players preseason gathering.
Big Jets fan as well.
He is actually. Yeah, we'll have to get into that. We'll probably have to start with Wyshynski on that.
Because the beginning of Monday night, like he was As he does. He's a big fan. And
Yeah,
he was living large and having a good time, and I just kind of didn't really see much after that.
Didn't he? He took his Jets jersey to Vegas for the player availability, and that's a tough one. So probably a tough spot to be in for Wyshynski today, but he's going to join us just after 8:30 this morning. Then we'll have your grand finale just before 9 o'clock. And then we'll get into the Hangout today. Hangout will be good today again as well. People are loving the Hangout every day from 9 to 11. Tommy Gazzola and Matt Iwanek. Today we'll have Joaquin Gage and Lucas Holt, LTE's brother.
He's my brother.
Bass player for Whale and the Wolf.
They met?
They
Gage
must
and
have met.
I'm just kind of... Do we have any on the record for that?
You know what? It's like yesterday's Hangout with Fraze and Milne.
Yeah.
They never met. But that ended up being an absolutely awesome
almost
show
prefer
yesterday.
that you don't know what you're like. That's
Yeah.
the initial. Like I see we get Swift and Kelsey in there. They can quietly kind of
Wouldn't that be
sit
something?
there for 2 hours and stare at each other.
Today on the Hangout, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift
quietly hanging out.
that would be nuts. Good morning, EST legal analyst and guy who didn't play the didgeridoo for the guy checking in from Sydney. Oh wait, that was Dustin. That's in from William Mike Spear. I gotta find the didgeridoo,
It's
or we
packed
gotta
up
get a
somewhere in the
different
back, yeah.
didgeridoo. We have to get to the bottom of this, but we will as we work our way through the show. I think Nash was in the chat this morning too, basically saying, "Would love if you guys just didn't talk about the Toronto Blue Jays."
Hey, you want to talk Mariners ball? Let's go. 3-2 yesterday. Game up now on the Jays for the final wild card.
I mean, we don't. It doesn't really matter. But I'm assuming the Mariners have a significantly better record against AL playoff teams than the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, and they're selling out, and fans aren't booing them, so it's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the crowd last night.
Who was
again.
it? Was it Wilner? I think it was Willard. Like, first of all, we shouldn't care too much about the Toronto crowd. Like, really. I mean, when I see people complaining about the lack of people at the Blue Jays game, I'm like, boo-hoo. You have so many home games. Throughout the summer, they were absolutely packed. The atmosphere was great. But, yeah. Was it Wilner that put out that tweet, like, from a high shot? And it's like, this is a wild card race right now.
Well, really, that's...
And it was like 30% capacity.
You can have your summer ball, and I get it. That's fun and all. But
Yeah.
this is playoff slate. Like, they're in a playoff race, a wild card hunt for the wild card. And
yeah, but maybe Blue Jays fans in Toronto realize that, they're playing an AL playoff team tonight. What's the point of going? They're going to get absolutely spanked.
a silent protest, if you will. I don't know. It just kind of seems a little fickle to me. And you look at Seattle; they're in a race too. I mean, they're all neck and neck here, and the fans there don't sit down. Everybody's standing. It looks like just a great atmosphere. So I don't know. It's kind of night and day to me, but I don't want to say that too loud because
I want to dive back into the nasty chat for a second because Afzal says, Dusty, you can try to say Afzal. I just didn't want to mispronounce his name. His name is spelled Afzal. Afzal, I think.
we'll get there. He can.
We'll work on it. If you
Spell it out.
could
Yeah.
throw a pronouncer in there for us, that would be great. Like, for example, this one, Ken AMTV. That one's easy. I'm so happy to discover you guys are back. Conch for this old 6 o'clocker. You're not an old 6 o'clocker, buddy. You're a 6 o'clocker once again.
But life.
Us to all of the 6 o'clockers.
You're gonna live with me now. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of you. Cause I love you. Oh, I love you, John. Oh, I love you, John.
That's also misery to Blue Jays fans. Misery saying, you're going to live with me now, Blue Jays fans. Because I love you. You do a really good sloth, buddy.
Is that for
You
never
should-
watching
for
the
having
shows,
never
yeah.
watched the movie,
Oh,
your
the movie.
sloth impression is top notch.
Yeah, well,
top notch.
Working on it.
6 o'clock hour will be continuing here. We are going to give you the Cool Bet hotline of the day. We're going to play our Thursday Night Football Challenge for Century Casino. That's all coming up in the next segment. We're going to crack some packs a little bit later on. I already saw a question come in for 3 questions too many today about Dylan Holloway. So we'll give you that dose of the Oilers that you're looking for as well. And once Oilers season starts, We're going to be your home for Oilers coverage. We're going to be banging out a lot of content.
Counting down to trading the first round.
Exactly. We need a little ticker on the thing. Days until first round pick is
Races
traded. We might be able to make that happen. Oh, by the way, a new episode of the Achy Breaky podcast dropping later on this afternoon too. So we are excited for that one. No doubt about it. Let's get to a sports update with my man, Lieutenant Eric. Here we go. What's happening in the world of sports?
The Toronto Blue Jays crushed again at home to the Rangers 10-0 last night. Toronto looked to avoid this series sweep tonight. They'll send Kevin Gausman to the bump. The Jays have lost the first 3 of this series by a combined 26-7. Jays now a game back Seattle for the third and final wildcard spot. However, both the Mariners and Rangers hold the tiebreakers over Toronto. Elsewhere last night, the Braves clinching their 6th straight NL East crown with a 4-1 win over the Philadelphia Phillies. Over to racing, Formula One, Valtteri Bottas and Zhao Guanyu will return to Alfa Romeo for the 2024 season. Both drivers will race for a rebranded team after Italian car manufacturer Alfa Romeo stops at the end of this season. Week 2 in the NFL kicks off tonight from Philly. Eagles hosting the Vikings. You can join me for this one at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road. Food and drink specials, plus your chance to enter into a draw for a trip for 2 to LA to see the Rams and Browns. And it's a casino, so you can kind of walk around and gamble and spend your money. And we got the ponies as well. Century Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day.
2 guys and a goalie.
I think we're going to see some big things from Evander Kane this year.
You think so? Like if he stays healthy, like 40 goals or something?
He's used to Edmonton now. He's solidified, I think, his place in the dressing room. I think there's a comfort factor that takes a little bit of time.
2 guys and a goalie with Gager, Cassian, and Nielsen. Tuesday and Thursdays at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio. Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Elks Call is the newest Edmonton Elks podcast located in Edmonton, discussing everything Elks. Join friends of EST, Scout and Catherine, Friday nights at 8 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Oil Stream.
Last summer on the Oil Stream, you and I discussed the possibility of Gagne coming back here on a PTO. He signed with Winnipeg and got an actual contract.
Anytime you can have Sam Gagne involved in your organization in any way, it's a major positive for you.
They love him.
The Oil Stream with Nielsen and Gazzola. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell take you on a hot lap around the NHL with Hello Hockey. Saturday mornings at 10, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla, as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for the Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock for tips and tales from courses around Edmonton and area with the VIP Golf Show, presented by the Tailor Made Performance Center at the Ranch, Sundays at 8:30, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
All right, happy Thursday, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. If you need a conch this morning, let us know why. Hit us up, 780-218-9999, or in the nasty chat on YouTube as well. We can get to that as we work our way through the show this morning, and we'll get to a few of those. You see who needed the conch today? Because they got their teeth pulled out.
What?
And they're on the way. This guy got
all of them?
Who was it? It was I just saw it in the. I'm gonna conch him anyway.
Yeah.
But he
Details,
said he
please.
got his 2 front teeth pulled out, so he's not working today. I don't know if he's getting is that just a look? Is that what you're going for?
Are you going to Paris
or-
Jewelers to get that grill?
Go get that
Please
grill
tell
at
me.
Paris Jewelers, man. Let's make that happen. But a conch for the guy who no longer has his 2 front teeth, I guess. Yeah, that was a weird text to see.
Henceforth known as Buck.
Is that yeah?
Yeah.
Dusty and Lieutenant Eric with you. Hey, tell your friends. I know a lot of the people, you probably would talk to some of your friends and they would say, oh, man, I really missed the Nielson show. And you say, no, they're back.
Yeah.
And then you just have to kind of show them how to listen to the show, which is, hey, go to a website, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, click listen live.
Yeah, it's a digital station.
Or watch live. Yeah,
We're in the
basically.
future here. The future is now.
It really is. We've advanced beyond current technology. EST legal analyst and guy who asks the judge for their personal phone at the start of every trial, Eric Macramalla.
That's really
Nice
good.
tie-in.
Really good.
Nice tie-in to Babs. Nice tie-in to Babs yesterday. That's great. EST legal analyst and guy who always uses the urinal beside you no matter how many others are open, and then claims that he's just checking your watch, even though he's trying to see your wiener.
And his pants are down to the ankles. Hey, it's one of those guys that just let it all in.
That's good. I like that. So keep those rolling. There's a bunch of them there. Try to sort through them here as we work our way through the show. 780-218-9999. The last couple of days we've set you up for text of the day. We're basically setting you up for text of the day here again as well. It's probably going to be a Macramalla intro on his first day with us since the show relaunched. That will win you text of the day, which will be a $20 gift card to A&W. All right, let's do our Thursday Night Football Challenge here for Century Casino. Fort Road Sports Bar and Lounge. That is where you can find this guy tonight. Lieutenant Eric will be there for the Eagles and the Vikings. The Eagles, a 6.5-point home favorites. Vikings, the road dog. I don't have the road dog.
You like that?
I don't have the road dog clip ready just yet. Let me make a note of that. Get road dog clip for moments just like this in case, in fact, it does indeed happen. 6.5 is a pretty big number. Of course, you can find it all with our partners at CoolBet. Just go to coolbet.com, click on NFL, and you can see a bunch of different markets for the game. We're actually getting a CoolBet hotline here in just a second as well. Rick, what are you thinking here? What are you thinking? Is this going to be?
I don't know. What's worse, going into week 1 of the season or coming off week 1? Right? Like you're kind of, at least you're going in. You kind of say, you can have your own thoughts and you can justify them. Now you don't really know. Oh, Philadelphia 1-0. They go and win there. I don't know. Philly at home. That's going to be tough, right? I mean, you kind of gotta go with the Eagles. But what's the
6.5? It's 6.5 points. I know where I would go. And we'll talk about it on the lock shop today at 11 o'clock.
I'll go Eagles.
You're going to go Eagles? I think that's the play.
Yeah.
I think Eagles at home is the play. So if you'd like to get in on a chance to win a gift certificate to Century Casino, the new sports bar and lounge out there, Fort Road, join Eric every Monday and Thursday. No more of this Well, wait, which locations? He's always at the same place.
Same place.
Same place.
There's maybe the same table, maybe the one next to it type of thing, but yeah, it's just they have the wrap TVs
very nice.
around. It's like you can't get away from a TV in there, and then the ponies as well. Like it's all going on. You get the glitz and glamour, the casino
Food,
life.
beverage,
feels like you're in Vegas.
Off-track betting.
Exactly. The whole
and
thing.
football every Monday and Thursday night. If you like the Eagles minus 6.5 points, text us right now, 780-218-9999. Text Eagles. If you like the Vikings for some reason, plus the 6.5 points, you can text Vikings to 780-218-9999. And I would say anybody watching the YouTube chat, just text us there so we can keep it all the entries sort of just on that text line, 780-218-9999 if you want to get in on the Vikings or the Eagles. Maddie, let's get into the Cool Bet hotline of the day, and we'll have a Lock Shop play of the day a little bit later on. That'll be out on the Cool Bet socials as well. And then Lock Shop today with myself and Huss at 11 o'clock. We're going to be joined by Pat Gregoire from Cool Bet, and we will be setting up the Thursday Nighter. We might even get into our upcoming partner parlay for the weekend in the National Football League. And, of course, today on Thursday, we will be picking all 4 CFL games as we have all year. I am pretty sure the Lock Shop is this country's leading CFL betting content. I don't think you're going to find it anywhere else as much as we dive into it with the Lock Shop. So we'll have that today at 11 o'clock as well. I think this will be my Cool Bet hotline of the day. The Eagles are going to score points in this football game. So the Vikings, I think, are going to have to push and going to have to take some chances. And because of that, your Cool Bet hotline of the day is going to be Justin Jefferson touchdown at plus 100. I feel like this should probably be more like what you're looking at for Jalen Hurts to run one in, which is minus 125. So I think Justin Jefferson, Vikings, trying to keep pace with the Philadelphia Eagles. Justin Jefferson, touchdown, plus 100. That'll be your Cool Bet hotline of the day. This game actually does have potential to be pretty darn entertaining.
Why are we? I mean, I guess Jefferson, I had him last year in fantasy. He was great. He was a guy you could always rely on.
That's why he's the first overall pick.
And yeah, absolutely. There's the potential there. It's Philly at home. They're home opener, that type of thing. That's the one tough place you go, right? You know, the booing Santa Claus, all that garbage.
This is not an easy spot to be in for the Vikings.
But, I mean, again, you could sprinkle a bit on the Vikings. They're going to do something in the game, right? Like you would think at some point.
You would think. Last year they played on the 19th of September, so it would have been like week 3. And the Eagles, it was a home game for Philly, and they won 24-7. So I claimed a lot last year that I thought the Vikings were a little bit of a schedule fraud as they worked their way through the camp. Remember, a lot of Vikings fans were very angry with me.
Yes.
Very angry with me.
Well, look how it all turned out. Hey,
maybe this is just who they are now.
Maybe.
This year, right? So we can get into that as well. Savage the Plumber says, I want to pick Vikings because the Eagles blew my parlay last week, but I expect a rebound, so I'm in on the Eagles. I could see the Eagles kind of doing what they did last year and winning comfortably by like 14 or something in this game as well. Where are people at in the inbox? Let's see here. Eagles, Vikings, Eagles. Hero, Eagles. We're getting on a run here. Eagles, baby. Oh, that's good. I like that. Eagles, what's the best cure for a really bad bear bum spanking? Asking for a friend. Ooh, what's that about?
Atif is all in with the Vikings, and he will be showing up to Century Casino tonight as well.
You're going to get an Atif?
Yeah, that's what he's asking. What table are you going to be at? Well, I'll be at the table by the bar. Listen, you just walk in, the bar is there, and you'll see. You'll see a big sign. We got the big pull-up sign, the Edmonton Sports Talk sign made by Tube Socks. It's beautiful. But you'll see that at Atif. Please show up. And he's taking the Vikings. Maybe you take the Vikings because so many people will be loading up on the Eagles, right? And you get in that drone.
Well, that's if you want to play the odds. You know, if you're a risky boy or a risky girl, you could take the Vikings because I would probably guess. We could put up a poll.
You've said more Vikings though than I would have.
The Vikings. When I popped over to the Paris Jewelers inbox, there was more Vikings references than I thought there was going to be. This text to 780-218-9999. As a Cowboys fan, I always have to go with the opponent of anybody playing the NFC East. So he's on.
Yeah, you're
He's
letting
on
the
the
heart
Vikings.
decide this one.
Do you do that? Or do you always cheer against the Jets, Patriots?
Well, you'd like to for standings wise. I mean, that's the whole, and especially if you're in a division where you're all kind of fighting at the time. I mean, if one team is totally out of it, then I really couldn't care less. But yeah, that's what you do, right? I mean, this is a war. This is you bleed your colors. There's an allegiance to that, so you got to hate.
You hate those 3 teams.
You
hate the
hating
3
is
divisional
the big
teams.
thing in sport. Like we all like teams,
Yeah.
but hating other teams, I think that's what we love to do the most.
Do you hate teams more than you love teams?
Yes, I became a Liverpool fan because I hated Everton growing up.
Really?
And then
Why did you hate Everton growing up? What did Everton do to you?
Hated the name, hated the players. I'd watch highlights on Soccer Saturday, and I just hated them. I hated them.
Really?
And then I also hate Manchester United, and then I kind of grew up from there. It's the perfect relationship for me. But yeah, hate's a big part in sports. You know?
Liverpool, this is going to sound like such a lame,
We're talking
non-soccer guy
We're
here.
talking soccer.
But like, a lot of people I just randomly talk to, like if soccer comes up, I'll be like, hey, who do you cheer for? Like their answer is almost always Liverpool. I don't. Does that probably doesn't surprise you? But I was in a cab. Where was I last weekend? Winnipeg. Yeah, Winnipeg for the basketball. I was in a cab from the airport to the hotel, and myself and the cab driver were talking. And I don't know how it came up, but I learned that he was indeed a Liverpool fan.
Good. You hear that, Manny?
I hear nobody say Manchester United fans. Yeah. It's mostly just Liverpool.
That's cool. Manchester United is the biggest club in the world. Straight up.
Which one?
If not Real Madrid.
Matt,
that's cool.
It's true.
Turn your mic off.
I'm going to take Bye now.
Which one does LeBron have ownership in? Bingo. And LeBron knows best.
Oh, so who's he own? Which team? You know, he owns a team that has Sidney Crosby on his team. So is Crosby the best over Ovi?
Now you're really getting into the.
This is a weird twist.
The web of ownership here. Yeah.
I will say I have matured on the whole Crosby Ovechkin thing, and I got to a point. I would say for that when I first started at the old place, I was very much like angry in the Crosby Ovechkin battle.
Yeah, we were talking about the hate here.
Yeah, and it was more so. Like the Crosby lovers. It wasn't Crosby himself. It was the Crosby lovers who had no time for Ovi. It always drove me nuts. And then I got to a point, and this is what I always tell people now who are like, oh, LeBron, blah, 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 blah. You have to enjoy greatness when we have it. It's the same thing with Tom Brady. I used to hate Tom Brady with a passion. And then when he got to Tampa, I thought Tom Brady sort of changed the way he operated
cool. He's
on
the beach.
Yeah, it was chill.
Yeah.
So then I also realized I was like, I should enjoy what we get to witness in Tom Brady. So
you've gone from
I'm over 40 now. I'm a man. Come after me. I really enjoy both the careers of Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin. With that being said, I still think Phil Kessel should have won the Conn Smythe that one year, and they only gave it to Sidney Crosby because he is Sidney Crosby. The war pig was unreal in those playoffs.
You wouldn't like OV if it wasn't for Sid.
No, I'd always have a soft spot for Ovi. Let's see here. Ken AMTV in the YouTube chat, the nasty chat this morning says, "See, I hate Chelsea and Liverpool." From this Toffees fan. What the hell does that mean?
Ooh, the Toffees.
What's a Toffee?
He's an Evertonian.
Oh, that's it. Okay, so they call themselves the Toffees.
The Toffees, yeah.
Fans are called Toffees, or is the team referenced
It's
as
just
Toffees?
kind of a nickname for them, yeah. Rupert's Tower and all that, hey?
Yeah, exactly. Rupert's Tower? One of the worst places, eh? I have no idea what Rupert's Tower.
I love this.
Is that?
You're the first guest. When we have our soccer podcast, he's on for 2 hours.
No.
Extend the show.
Tell me, what's Rupert's Tower? Like, it almost seems like it could be a secret play.
You Google the Everton logo, the badge?
I haven't. Is there a tower on there?
Yeah, that's the...
okay, but why?
Sure the YouTube guy can fill you
Everton logo.
Oh, look, we got a Gunners fan checking in at the...
so that's the tower, eh?
Yeah.
No, where is it? Why is it called Rupert's Tower?
Well, you'll have to look into that. I don't.
You don't know that?
Well, why would I?
I thought you would. You're a soccer guy.
I hate them.
Oh, yeah. That haters would know everything about their enemy. Yeah.
So it's sometimes called Prince Rupert's Tower, though it was in fact erected 143 years after Prince Rupert's royalist army camped in the area during the English Civil War.
Wow, horrible backstory.
So, yeah.
Horrible backstory. And that made the logo? My goodness. All right, we're going to crack some packs coming up for Wayne Sports Cards, and we'll continue with your text messages on the Macramalla intros. We got I Got Beef coming up just after 7 o'clock today. Macramalla is going to pop by. EST legal analyst Eric Macramalla around 7:30 today. Ian Rapoport at 7:45. But more of your 6 o'clock text messages. If you have a conch request, now is the time to get that in as well. And hey, don't be shy with the Macramalla intros. Let's keep those rolling in. And what do you got beef with? What do you have beef with right now? Probably some of you saying, I have beef with this soccer talk right here on the Nielson show.
You clearly have a beef with the Rupert's Tower.
I do have a beef. Maybe that'll be my beef today.
I guess, yeah.
Why do you put a random tower that has a horrible backstory on your logo? It's ridiculous.
Toronto Blue Jays crushed shutout by the Rangers 10-0 last night. They've lost the first 3 games of this 4-game set by a combined score 26-7. They'll look to avoid the series sweep tonight.
That's just ridiculous. 26-7.
Hey, man. Wild card race is on. Kevin Gausman will man the hill tonight for the Jays as they look to avoid that sweep. They're a game back of the Mariners for the 3rd and final wild card spot. However, both Seattle and Texas hold the tiebreakers over Toronto. Elsewhere last night, the Atlanta Braves clinching their 6th straight NL East crown on the road with a 4-1 win over the Phillies. Valtteri Bottas and Zhao Guanyu will return to Alfa Romeo for the 2024 season in Formula One racing. Both drivers will race for a rebranded team after Italian car manufacturer Alfa Romeo stops at the end of this season. Week 2 in the NFL kicking off tonight from Philly. It's the Eagles and Vikings. You can join me for this one at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road all season long, Monday and Thursday night. Food, drink specials throughout the evening. I think they have a brisket cheesesteak type of thing going on tonight. Yeah, that's their Thursday.
A brisket cheesesteak?
I'm getting it. I didn't get it last Thursday. I'm getting it tonight.
Full review tomorrow morning.
Oh, absolute. You can enter for a chance, trip for 2 to LA to see the Rams and Browns. The Century Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day.
Shop.
We've been doing this for a long time. We spend all this time salivating over the season. Sometimes, if you haven't learned your lesson, you go hard betting on week 1, and then we get ready to get into week 3 of the season going, what the hell were we talking about for a month leading into the season? Because everything we thought was the case was wrong. So I always tread a little lightly, and I try not to make these so definitive takes. Things can change very, very quickly, or maybe they have, and we just haven't seen it yet.
The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for the Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio, Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell take you on a hot lap around the NHL with Hello Hockey, Saturday mornings at 10, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielson and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Elks Call is the newest Edmonton Elks podcast located in Edmonton, discussing everything Elks. Join friends of EST, Scout and Catherine, Friday nights at 8 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock for tips and tales from courses around Edmonton and area with the VIP Golf Show, presented by the Tailor Made Performance Center at the Ranch, Sundays at 8:30, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielson and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Two guys and a goalie.
I think we're going to see some big things from Evander Kane this year.
You think so? Like if he stays healthy, like 40 goals or something?
He's used to Edmonton now. He's solidified, I think, his place in the dressing room. I think there's a comfort factor that takes a little bit of time.
Two guys and a goalie with Gager, Cassian, and Nielsen. Tuesday and Thursdays at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
If you see a card store on the side of the road, you think, gotta tweet it to the
Crack Pack! Crack Pack, yeah, yeah. I'm tracking down all the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today.
I got me a card, it's a heck of a pull, and we're tweeting it out to the Crack Pack. I got me a canvas, it's worth about 20, so hurry up and sell it to get more money.
The Crack Pack is a little old gang where we can crack together. Crack Pack, baby.
A Crack Pack baby. Crack Pack Anthem is back, and we are ready to go. We're going to cracking packs with our partners at Wayne's Sports Cards. If you haven't been to Wayne's, what are you even doing? I'm pretty sure most of you have. Go in and see Nikki and Wayne and the crew in there. They've got.
Tell them we sent you.
It's just the greatest place ever. It really is. I mean,
well, it's not just cards. They got like Legos. Like it's a kind of what would you call it? Like a hobby type.
Well, they've
of,
got they've got like the Lego display where they like the individual characters you're looking for in like their own little thing. You go in and you go through. My kids Marshall and the Muzz are on a full-blown Star Wars. It's all they care about. Like,
you let me know when they need those books.
This will be like a Star Wars Christmas in the Nielsen household for sure.
Beautiful.
Like, and it's awesome. It's awesome for me. And we got so many different lightsabers. We got lightsaber battles all the time. I always have to be the Sith.
Sure.
Yeah, but I have the double-sided like red lightsaber. By the way, I heard the 5th episode of Ahsoka was unreal.
But
yeah, are you watching Ahsoka?
Ahsoka?
You would have read.
I'm not
Ahsoka.
big on the new.
I don't know if it's new.
Is it
I thought you read all the books back in the day.
Back in the day, I have the encyclopedia. Did I bring in that encyclopedia once?
No, you never brought it in. But Ahsoka would be. Well, she'd be at the front of that one.
Well,
starts with an A.
Okay.
Anyway, I heard it's absolutely amazing. But yeah, they got a bunch of stuff going on there. The magic cards, the sports cards. The Legos, anything you need from like a supply setup.
Timber Woodsman checks in. He wants to know when the Bedard Young Gun will be.
That's going to be Series 2. And you know what? As we get closer to that, we'll have Wayne in from Wayne's. He can pop in and sit right here and explain. Like that's. And by the way, many of you who might be watching or listening to this are Crack Pack members over on Facebook. Crack Pack was just put on hiatus as we kind of got the office up and running. The Crack Pack will be returning strong here. I've got like an eight box mixer just sitting in my basement ready to go.
Tim Hortons execs are sitting there rubbing their hands together listening to this.
Yeah, you know how it is. That'll be fun as well. But yeah, the Connor Bedard. Now, Series 1 will have some Connor Bedard, from what I've been told. There'll be some Connor Bedard content in there, but his official Young Gun won't be until Series 2. And that is going to, so during the pandemic, the card industry went nuts. It's come back down. It's still higher than where it was pre-pandemic. But the Connor Bedard Young Gun hunt is going to bring the hockey card industry back up here. I mean, it's going to be absolutely nuts. And then when like his rookies come out in like the really expensive stuff like Cup, it's going to be insane. So yeah, Connor Bedard Series 2 with Upper Deck. Today this came out a couple of weeks ago. Metal Universe. We're going to crack some Metal Universe today. You can get these at Wayne's, which is just north of West Edmonton Mall.
Italian center shop in that
right
little
in
nook
that
there,
little.
yeah.
There's a
Mr. Barber.
Mr. Barber. That mini mall is for me because it's Wayne's, Mr. Barber,
That weird bank with the awning.
the George Richards, the tall guy store.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And the large guy store. I'll say it. But yeah, I like going in there because I usually get the smallest size, which is really exciting for me.
BP's in that little place too?
BP's is just around the. It's really
great
it's
little,
an AM
mini mall
nasty
there.
hub right there. I could spend an entire day just in that
You
little
could,
area.
yeah.
Go hang out at Wayne's for like 2.5 hours. Go shopping for clothes for about an hour.
Get a haircut.
and then go back in and say, actually, I need you to just touch it up a little bit. Go for lunch at BP's.
Back into Wayne's.
Used to be able to hit that Humpty's that was there as well. Remember that Humpty's? Man, Humpty's
living
just
dangerously now.
Humpty's fell off at some point. That was sad. Guys, it was unreal. Ahsoka episode 5 was a cinematic masterpiece.
Look what
I says, pardon? What'd you? A nuge card to start.
I've
It's
just
crack
seen a
pack
peek. I've just seen a
miracle.
peek here. It's
All
great.
right, here we go. Let's see. What do we got? Who else you got there? This is the Metal Universe. Came out. You can get it at Wayne's. Came out a couple weeks ago.
Shifley, Sagan, Dylan Sandberg prospects, Matty Beniers, Patrick Kane,
And-
Steven Stamkos, and Big Daddy.
The nuge. Timmy Stutzel, Cole Sillinger, Lucas Reichel prospects, Jonathan Berggren, Anze Kopitar, ye old sunken eyes, Jonathan Quick, and Mikko Rantanen. Base cards actually look pretty nice. Metal's an interesting one. There's the metal cards. There was a Ovechkin hunt a couple years back, and it was kind of a big deal.
All right, Jamie Benn,
Okay.
Tage Thompson, the unicorn, Kent Johnson prospects,
Yeah. Oh, poor guy.
Elmer Soderblom, Artemi Panarin, Eric Carlson, Shark,
Oh, not
John
anymore.
Gibson.
Keandre Miller, Rasmus Dahlin, Matty Beniers. This is a nice little Matty Beniers card. Look at this one, buddy. It's a
Ooh,
nice
that's-
little
that's
look.
not the
Yeah,
one that I
yeah,
pulled
that's
from
a
there.
good one. I like that one. Jordan Spence. Oh my goodness, we need the bell. Connor McDavid.
Bing.
Ding, 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 ding. Let's see. Connor McDavid, Stars, Metal Universe base. I like that. That looks real nice. This gets me so excited to do the crack packing again.
David
It's,
and Nuge together.
Put
there.
those
They
guys
belong
together. Now, who would be on the right side? All right, let's move. Let's get them in the right positions here. All right, so McDavid's going to center. Actually, this kind of ties in. Let's do this. Who's going to play? Well, Connor Brown. Is it Nuge, Connor Brown, and McDavid, and then Draisaitl, Hyman, and Kane?
All I know is it don't matter who's on the right. Right? Huh?
Yeah, it don't matter who's on the right. That's a good point. Savage the Plumber says, guys, we need a close-up cam for this. We do need a close-up cam for the Crack Pack segment. Now, the good news is like I'm touching a camera right now. So eventually, as
am I.
Oh, we're both touching cameras right now. Oh, this is amazing. So we do have the cameras, so we probably can over-the-shoulder cam, Joe. Oh, my goodness. Wait a second. Maddie, is there a way that we could attach 2 GoPros to our head for this segment, and then they would see what we're seeing?
That'd be pretty like the helmet type of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. Do you think that's possible? I feel
those
like it could
miners.
probably be possible if we had a GoPro with a wireless connection to that computer and then put it into the program as a source.
I'm sure he'll put this right up to his top priority.
Put it on the list of things to do, Mr. Owanek. Scurbs is in and says, Hyman stays with McDavid. Let Brown see if he's got chemistry with Draisaitl before breaking that up. But would you not want to maybe try to connect to that old chemistry immediately?
Let him see if they have chemistry. Is that?
Yeah, let Brown see if let
With-
Draisaitl and Brown
Yeah,
see if
okay.
they can work together.
Okay, well, yeah,
Because you go McDavid.
might as well get him fluid with some other, like,
I don't know what I like more. I don't know if I like Kane, McDavid, Brown more, or Nuge, McDavid, Hyman more, or Nuge, McDavid, Brown, and then Kane with Hyman and Draisaitl. Kane, Hyman, Draisaitl could be a monster line.
it all sounds good to me.
How ridiculous are the
That's-
options that you have in this top 6?
It's like choosing your favorite character from the Goonies, I would assume, in your type of, like, how can you pick one? It's all great. You're not going wrong with picking whomever.
That's probably exactly what it looks like. Joe says, beer helmet cam with a GoPro attached to it. That might work. Sheldon in the Nasty Chat this morning says, GoPro helmet, safety first. I'd have Nuge and Dry. I'd have Nuge on Dry's line, so there's 2 responsible players on the second line. Tube Socks is wondering if hockey cards still have those fun little cartoons of players on the back. Not these ones. Not many of them now.
These are serious.
But we only opened 4 packs today from Wayne's, and we ended up hitting McDavid and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. So all in all, that is a pretty good day. Who needs a late 6 o'clock hour conching? You can hit us up there, and we will, I'm going to dish out a conch to that Connor McDavid card we pulled this morning. Why not? That's Tube Socks is telling me to remove the water bottle. This is frustrating. I like my water bottle right here, but it's in front of the screen, right? What am I going to do with this? Maybe I take a beer helmet, put the GoPro on it, 2 bottles of water in the side, and then we can just operate on a regular basis.
Work really well for beer of the week as well, right? Scott just dumps them in here. And
hey, Scott, what do we got here? Oh, if you could just pour it in my helmet, that would be great. Thanks, Scott. That's absolutely terrific. 780-218-9999. Hey, fellas, what round should I draft Bedard in fantasy? Well, I mean, I guess it depends. Is it just if it's a keeper? If you were starting a league right now, Dynasty Hockey League starting today, I mean, he's probably going top 5. I would think he probably goes top 5 if you're starting a Dynasty League today. If you're starting if it's just a redraft league, if it's a one-off league, I'm probably penciling Connor Bedard in as like a 3rd/4th round pick. Like I see him being in like the 65 to 80 point range. So wherever you draft those guys, that's where you get Connor Bedard. I feel like that is 3rd, 4th round-ish. But somebody will hop over him because they think he's going to have a huge season, take him in the 2nd round. You're not going to get him in the 3rd or 4th. But I wouldn't take him in the 2nd. But thank you very much for throwing that question out today. EST analyst and man whose bag fetish left him personally responsible for all the bag charges at drive-thrus, Eric Macramalla. Are you guys getting bags at drive-thrus? Are you paying the extra? Are you paying the 15 cents? Like
I roll through on my own. I get a sandwich.
So you don't need the bag.
I didn't need a bag in the first. Like I didn't need bags for years if you're just stopping to get a sandwich. But if you're buying food for your family, like that's going to be a bit of a cumbersome ordeal to be carrying burgers and fries in your arms up the.
I basically view it on if my order has some sort of French fry in it, then I will request the bag
because you get the bag fries.
Well,
you don't do that, you don't get the bag fry.
But at the same time, I don't know. They're handing you fries. It's an awkward transition. So for me, if the order involves fries, I'll get a bag. If it doesn't involve fries, no bag necessary.
Yeah.
How are you operating with this drive-through policy? Maddie, do you have are you doing? I mean, you probably don't hit many drive-thrus, do you? Like,
no, I don't hit a lot. I don't do drive-thrus. I always go in.
What?
That's a good.
I don't like the
plan.
drive-thrus.
What are you talking about?
I hate drive-thrus.
That's the play.
I always go inside.
You always go inside.
You're in
Always
control of your
inside.
destiny, right?
That's.
What do you mean you're in control of your destiny? What are you talking about?
You get into
I know,
drive-thru.
It's the same food.
I'd rather walk in.
This is fascinating to me.
Always.
I kind of agree with
always
you there.
walk in.
Really?
And either I mobile order. I love like the McDonald's have the kiosks, because then I could go and take my time and do it properly and customize the order as I need. But I always walk in. I always go in.
You get a little exercise. You're not trapped in the drive-thru. You know, if somebody
Just
orders
a little stretch out of the car.
Yeah.
You just get that little extra
and
Like
you're
on
not
a road
busy.
trip,
The
I get it.
drive-thru's packed.
Oh,
and they're-
drive-thru
you go in
always
there,
is
they're
a
like,
little
hey,
bit
we've been waiting for
longer,
you.
and no, I'd rather always walk in.
I hear you.
But I don't need a bag because I'm by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never order enough food. But maybe EST reusable takeout bags.
Hey, that wouldn't be a bad idea. That wouldn't be
Like
a
a
bad
tote.
idea.
Yeah.
This
They just
text
need
is
fries holders, because that's the key. Like, you need a fries holder in it.
the fry holder.
There needs to be
Yeah.
some sort of fries holder in it.
Yeah. I had an idea for an invention that you could clip to your, like the vents that you could put your sauce in. So you clip it.
Yeah, that'd be
Because the
nice.
sauce is always like, where do you place the sauce
Not on the
if
cup
you're
holder.
trying
It's
to
moving
dip?
around. And
So you put it up top. But then I think somebody else had already invented that.
Yeah, I was about to say that's been invented.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was this huge idea I had one day. I was like, oh my God, clip it to the van. No, I haven't seen it in anybody. It's not like you get in somebody's car
Well,
and you're like,
patent
oh,
pending.
you got a sauce dipper or whatever it is.
all you got to do is make a slight change to it, and then it's
Yeah.
a unique idea.
I'm the same as Eric. I usually just get a burger and skip the fries, so no bag
Well, I
needed
don't have a
at all.
family. I mean, it's totally. If I had kids, it'd be a different story. But I want it's just me too, me and my wife, and you're not getting that much food. But
Nash says, I had to start using the drive-thru when they stopped letting me smoke inside.
And when they got rid of those long little spoons, hey, for your coffee.
Guys, who's charging for bags in a drive-thru? That's ridiculous. Most of them are paper and compostable. Everybody. It's the law now.
In the city of Edmonton.
Not in Spruce? Not in St. Albert?
This was a city of Edmonton law.
So if I go out to St. Albert right
now,
now,
St. Albert and you're good.
I get a bag for free.
You would.
Amazing.
It's a city
Isn't
of
that
Edmonton
something?
law.
Amazing.
So now we broadcast to the world.
Yeah.
So we have to remember the world doesn't know always what's going on now.
I'll drive out to Spruce
That person
Grove
in
just to get a bag
Australia
of
doesn't
mine.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the commitment.
Although I feel like a lot of places are probably ahead of us anyway. They haven't been using bags for years. Probably how a lot of these places operate. All right. Hey, maybe you got beef with this. I got beef coming up here just after 7 o'clock this morning. What do you have beef with? We got lots of beefs. We're going to dive into that just after 7 o'clock. Eric Macramalla, EST legal analyst, and guy that sent his Pornhub history to Mike Babcock, even though nobody asked. Here you go, Mike. Here's what I'm into. What do you think, you pervert? Macramalla will be by around 7:30. NFL insider Ian Rapoport, one of the best in the biz. He's going to be by at 7:45. Don't go anywhere. AM Nasty just getting started. Hour number 2 on the way.
The Oil Stream.
Last summer on the Oil Stream, you and I discussed the possibility of Gagne coming back here on a PTO. He signed with Winnipeg and got an actual contract.
Anytime you can have Sam Gagne involved in your organization in any way, it's a major positive for you.
They love him.
The Oil Stream with Nielson and Gazzola. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Join Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock for tips and tales from courses around Edmonton and area with the VIP Golf Show, presented by the Tailor Made Performance Center at the Ranch, Sundays at 8:30, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for the Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla, as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielson and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Elks Call is the newest Edmonton Elks podcast, located in Edmonton, discussing everything Elks. Join friends of EST, Scout and Catherine, Friday nights at 8 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell take you on a hot lap around the NHL with Hello Hockey, Saturday mornings at 10, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio, Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielson and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Thursday morning with the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here. Hopefully you had fun in the 6 o'clock hour. I know we did. We've got Eric Macramalla coming up, EST legal analyst and blank. Fill that in, 780-218-9999 to the Paris Jewelers inbox. And you could end up winning text of the day for A&W, $20 gift card to A&W that you can use at any A&W location, which is exciting. Let's see here. EST legal analyst and guy who orders his eggs face down, ass up, Eric Macramalla. That's in, of course, from Tube Socks today. Tube Socks has been waiting 2.5 months
on that one
to unload a clip of Macramalla intros, and it's working. All right, so keep these rolling in. EST legal analyst and blank. Macramalla is going to join us around 7:30 this morning. Ian Rapoport on the way around 7:45. Thank you very much for watching today. If you are watching, if you have us up on your TV or on your computer or whatever, we appreciate the support there. People love that song. It's a banger. Like, that's one that we have to remix. We have to start putting Ken Holland clips over top of it and things like that. So that'll be
Party all the time.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Tell your friends about the Nasty Chat on YouTube. And, of course, if they're like, well, YouTube's kind of tough to figure out, which it's not. But if they're anti-YouTubing, just tell them, edmontonsportstalk.com, click listen live, and boom, throw it up in your car, clear as day, and try to bring some energy with you every single morning. All right, let's get into a segment that has launched here with Nielson Show 2.0. This is not coming from the old show. This is a fresh one. I got beef with the Acme Meat Market. Eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme. Acme Meats, serving Edmonton for over 100 years. That's a century. Think about it. The newspaper back in 1923 probably would have had an ad for Acme Meats. Pick up a steak for 3 cents at Acme Meats.
So old it was in black and white too, eh? Like it was
pretty much. Yeah, there was no color.
Not like today's color newspapers.
Yeah. Imagine that being around when you saw a color newspaper for the first time. That's what it is.
The rag, yeah, you call it the rag.
9570 76th Ave. Eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme. What do you got beef with today, buddy?
Well, and I think if producer extraordinaire over there, Matty, he actually sprung this on me yesterday. The Elks are
okay.
Well,
okay, I like this. I like this.
Okay, and I just want to make sure all my ducks are lined up here in a row. The Elks are in Regina tomorrow to play the Rough Riders. I'll be there. You're leaving tonight on a jet plane.
Late flight.
Smoke cigarette.
This is what I got beef with airlines.
So, Elks, Riders tomorrow in Regina. The U of A Golden Bears football team, they're 2-0. They get the Huskies, also 2-0.
Did Milne not say, like, a legit 2-0, too? He said that yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that's a showdown in Saskatoon, both tomorrow night. Now, what were we talking about tomorrow or yesterday, Matty? The games next week are also on the same day. The Golden Bears play on the same, like almost the same time. It's kickoff at the same time as the Elks playing. We need to do better. We need to do better in kind of scheduling these games and making sure, like,
you got a scheduling beef.
Scheduling beef with Canadian football, I guess, as a whole. You need to pick up the phone, either Randy or whomever is underlings, and say, hello, University, U-Sport, hello, we're making our schedules. Could you please send over yours? And we can kind of, put them together and see if they
wrong yesterday. Bears are on the road.
Bears are on the road. But they're still playing. I would just like that if you could, now that it's fall, and the CFL always does this thing, kind of move away from the NFL, right? Ooh, too scared about the NFL.
Yeah.
What to do. Have your, because again, when I was growing up, and I've told this story before, it was Prairie Junior kind of Friday nights or high school Friday nights, right? I mean, you get your college Saturday. That's college ball. The states do it. College ball is Saturday. You know what you're doing, and then the
it's
other
locked
ball,
in, yeah.
It's locked in. So I could just, for this week, I guess, the beef is this week, that the Elks are chasing down a spot. They're trending up. They're an exciting ticket right now on the road in Regina, and then you got the Golden Bears having to play on the same night in Saskatoon. I just have a scheduling beef. That's it.
There's nothing like a good scheduling beef.
Look, everybody can chew apart and pick apart a schedule.
Yeah,
and I'm sure it's very hard to be a schedule maker. However, this weekend in particular just kind of pisses me off.
You probably
tomorrow.
You are probably right on. It's very difficult to be a schedule maker.
I can't imagine.
But I also feel like most of it's just a bunch of blackout dates that are punched into a computer, and then you hit generate schedule, and it kicks it out. And that's for busy. That'd be like Major League Baseball. For football, you should be able to sit down and look at the leagues with the university teams and the CFL and put together a relatively decent schedule where the Dinos are playing the afternoon before the Stampeders every single week or the majority of the weeks.
It would let us know that a human hand is kind of behind this. A slight human touch as opposed to just the algorithm and the AI, again, punching it all into a computer and letting it settle wherever it does. That's my beef. Small beef, but a beef.
What do you have beef with? Hit us up. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. What do you have beef with? And if you're in the nasty chat this morning, you can share as well. What do you have beef with this morning? I got beef with a lot of things. I have a little bit of beef with people who are like, why aren't you guys just talking hockey right now? Hockey hasn't started yet. When hockey does start, it'll consume this show 80% of the time. But there's just not a lot of hockey to talk about. We got into the Babcock thing. You want us to talk about more ridiculous stories? Sure. So I got a little bit of beef with that. I do have a little bit of beef with flying in this country still right now and the lack of flights that can get you to where you need to be in a comfortable amount of time. That's a little frustrating. But I have to say, I've got my biggest beef right now with the Toronto Blue Jays. I just don't know how you can no-show in your biggest series of the year and think that people are actually going to take you seriously. Even with the attendance on Monday and then the tweets last night of a very small crowd in Toronto, well, you know why, right? Because they don't expect them to beat AL playoff teams because they haven't beaten AL playoff teams all year long. I don't even know where you're supposed to go with this Toronto Blue Jays team. Like, if they miss the playoffs this year, what do you do? So I got beef with that whole crew not showing up in a huge series against Texas. They've been outscored 26-7 so far. Somebody do something. If the Rangers win tonight, it'll be that meme of, stop, they're already dead. Like, leave them alone. I think yesterday in the lock shop, we looked at it. If they get swept by Texas, the odds of them making the playoffs fall like below 40%.
Tiebreakers are gone, too.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Savage the Plumber is in and says, I got beef with Edmonton and their stupid bag charge. I
got beef with people that have beef against the bag.
Oh, wow.
I really don't. It's not that big of a, like, what's 5 cents, 10 cents? Like, I mean,
to me, well, yeah, see.
Like, you're not looking for that extra, I don't have that dime.
Yeah.
You're paying with a card anyway.
I feel like it's fine. I think they want us to think like they're, like, is the purpose of this not to save the environment? Is that what this is?
To discourage the use, so you don't pay. But it's not really, I don't mind paying.
But if you want to pay for it, you can still ruin the environment. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that doesn't make sense.
Charge $20 a bag. Then you're going to be.
Yeah, because somebody says, do you want a bag? I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll pay 10 cents for a bag. I'll pay 15 cents for a bag.
Yeah.
So to me, they're just snagging the cash and not really helping too much anyway.
It's not even cash, it's coin. How much could you be?
Yeah.
Like,
You know what I want to start doing is paying for the bag separately. I would say, yeah, I'll pay for a bag, but I want it on a separate order with a receipt.
Oh, you like, please,
and then
50 bags.
Pay with a dime.
Anything else?
15
no.
cents. Yeah, that's it.
Just buy all the bags.
Pontiac Bandit on the nasty chat. He's got beef with paper straws. Listen, we all have beef with paper straws, I think. You got beef with paper straws? You must have
Only in Slurpees.
Slurpees. Thank you.
I
tweeted this the other day.
Everything else, they're fine. I can live my life comfortably, but yeah, the Slurpee game's a little weird. Now, depending on the Slurpee and how it's made, some of the looser ones you can kind of get away with. But
I think it must. I tweeted this earlier in the summer, and now that I think about my summer Slurpee intake, I think I pretty much have to stand by it. But the paper straw industry is going to kill the Slurpee industry. I got a nice. I stopped by that.
Follow the money.
You know that co-op that we were always wanting to go to. So I went there. I got a cream soda Slurpee because they didn't have grape, or else I would have got grape. But I got a cream soda Slurpee, and I got this big paper straw. I literally could not suck the Slurpee through the straw. None of it. It was like coming up. You know when you get the Slurpee and it's like a chunk here, and then you suck it, it's another, and then finally another chunk. That was awful. I didn't have another Slurpee since because it's such an inconvenient with the paper straw. Now, somebody did tweet at me and say, just go to Amazon, buy a bunch of metal straws, keep them in the car. You get your Slurpee, you come out, you throw away the paper straw, which is awesome for the environment, and then you put in the metal one. So
I hate metal straws.
You hate metal straws,
The
too,
feeling
huh?
of it all is just, it's a cold... Feels weird.
Ken says, I have beef with doorknobs. Wife and I are moving. Spent 3 hours last night trying to get 2 electronic locks set up with no success due to either a bad unit, etc. Now I have to buy another lock.
Get old Tommy Gazzola. He'll come over, fix you right up.
Tommy
Our handyman extraordinaire. We
Tommy
charge
does
by
a
the
lot
hour.
around here.
Yeah.
I talked about it yesterday. I was on the Got Your Back pod last night with Struddy and Schauger, and Tommy fixed the toilet here yesterday.
And he bought all the parts himself?
Yeah. Tommy just comes in. He might show up late. Not might. He shows up late. But when he comes in, he gets things done. You and him like almost finished the soundproofing.
He's got his white New Balance shoes on. He's you know.
Yeah, he's
a real handy
done
guy.
pretty good, yeah. Get the fancy Gucci metal straws. Comes with a case. Can you imagine buying a straw that comes with a case?
I'd rather just drink my Slurpee out of the cup like a glass of water.
That would be pretty good. Nash says, I don't want a bunch of dirty metal straws in my truck either. Yeah, that's a fair
in the
point
ass to
as
clean,
well.
I would imagine, too.
For
They
seven
come with little pipes that you could.
But that's,
clean.
again, what do we... Like,
So
a
what's-
whole kit.
It's
for
a full
straw.
kit.
No, we're
basically. Yeah,
kind of...
like you get a case.
I'd rather drink my
The
Slurpee.
straws generally, like you screw them together or like they connect
Screw 'em
together.
together.
And then you get like the cleaner. There's probably some that you get the full case with it, but
I ain't having
and
it.
then you get the little cleaner that you could just scrub through it. I got a couple free ones, so not metal.
EST metal straws? Huh?
Oh, well,
Complete
what
with
about this
cleaning
one?
kit and case?
What about this one? We had a meeting yesterday with a swag company. So for everybody who's been like, hey, where's the EST hoodies and T-shirts and hats? They're coming. So just calm down. Mike says, why don't I have sound? Mike, you probably have the YouTube channel muted. I think that's probably. Hey, if you mute us, do we get closed captioning? Would closed captioning come up if you mute us?
I get the joke. I get the joke.
I feel like when I have my
I
phone
think
muted-
YouTube
yeah.
can do it.
Yeah. I don't know if we have that option.
Let me
to
try
select
it.
But I got beef with the Elks' lack of Friday and Saturday home games this season. Everything is Sunday and Thursday games.
Yeah, what is this, the NFL?
Max says Boston Pizza has plastic biodegradable straws. Was pleasantly surprised. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
The EST plastic biodegradable straw. That's not bad. Ashman19 says, speaking of Slurpees, I have beef with the Slurpee at the end when all the flavor gets sucked up and you're left with ice. We haven't evolved past this yet. Come on.
Really?
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, like at the
Usually
bottom of a
it's the
Slurpee.
opposite. Usually it kind of dries out, the ice is on top, and you get all that flat pop
I think
at the
it
bottom.
depends on how quickly you drink it.
I guess maybe.
It probably comes down to how quickly you drink it, right? Guys, I have beef with craft beer. Here one day, gone the next. Like, why? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Are you talking about like seasonal craft beers?
That's how it works.
Because if you go to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, the whole store is craft beer. I don't know what you mean. Gone here one day, gone the next.
Maybe it's a popular brand of beer, and he goes in and it's gone.
I like that. That's I have beef with craft beer. Here one day, gone the next. Like, why?
Usually beef with craft beer is just the taste. That's usually what people always, you know what I mean? I need the regular swill, not the fact that it's not on the shelf.
KCF to the Paris Jewelers inbox today, 780-218-9999. Guys, Smuckers is buying Hostess. Will these punks put out a jam Twinkie? Right? The regular Twinkie. Have you had a Twinkie?
In my life?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Joe Louis, the whole bit, all those...
Wait. I can see the smirk already. Wanik, have you had a Twinkie?
Of course I've had a
okay.
Twinkie.
Well, I never know now.
I think everybody.
The non-Goonie boys. I don't know if
The
you
non-Goonie boys.
The non-Goonies.
You got a Joe Louis, the little.
I don't like it though.
You prefer the Twinkie.
I prefer the Twinkie. Yeah. This isn't going to surprise a lot of people, but when I worked at Leon's Furniture in Lethbridge for 6 months between radio jobs, we would stop at the gas station every day to gas up the truck before we headed out to deliver furniture. And myself, I was the swamper in the truck, but myself and the driver, we would get a Twinkie every day for breakfast for about 6 months.
I thought this was a nickname story developing here.
No. But I don't think I've had a Twinkie since then.
Oh, why would you? You got to buy them you got to buy them by box, right? You can buy individuals at the gas station, maybe.
Yeah, I think you do like 3-pack. Twinkie 3-pack's pretty big.
3-pack, yeah.
It's like when Smirnoff Ice came out, and I drank it exclusively for 3 weeks, and then have not touched it since. I bought.
You would roll in. I mean, people are like, "Oh no, I got iced," and here you are being like, "Hey, time to go."
But that's when it first came out.
Taking knees all over the place.
It first came out. I tried it, and I was just like, "Wow, this is pretty good." And I wasn't really into hard liquor then. I was just drinking beer.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Oh, this is a nice change." So, and it would come in like 4-packs, and I'd buy flats of it. Like for 3 weekends in a row, all I was drinking was Smirnoff Ice. And then after finally got the 4th weekend, I was like, I can't drink this ever again.
Yeah.
I just can't do it ever again.
Yet the 2019 Grey Cup in Calgary, you kind of relived those days, did you not? Hey.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Time.
Dusty, I got beef with Dusty's shirt too. What are you talking about? My hoodie? This is a hoodie. It's Red Bull. I'm not a huge Red Bull guy, but it's a nice hoodie. So I got the
Give
hoodie.
it a zip there.
I got a CFL shirt inside, like Superman. I'm CFL Superman.
The crest.
It's like, look at this. Yeah. Hey guys, when we went to Cambodia, they had bamboo straws everywhere.
Yeah, what
They
about a
were
wooden
awesome.
straw? Whittle your own.
Whittle your
You
own
can put
straw.
some a mural down the side or something.
How would you whittle through the middle of a straw?
I have no idea.
I feel like whittling's more for shaping than clearing out.
I don't know.
I mean, we can't know everything, can we? All right, keep those text messages rolling in. We do have Macramalla. He's going to be by around 7:30 this morning. So if you do have Macramalla intros right now, 780-218-9999, and we'll get to a few of those. The Nasty Chat is rolling this morning as well. Guys, I got beef again in every summer with Edmonton Construction. Hashtag annual angry man.
Yeah, well, join the club or you're president already? I don't know.
I got beef. That's a fun segment. This is going to be a good one moving forward. Eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme, 9570 76th Ave. And huge thanks to Corey and the crew over there. Go get your meat at Acme. And then we still want to get to a spot where we're eating raw meat during the segment.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll swallow it whole.
Give me a coffee and a raw meat. That'd be delicious.
We begin with baseball as the Jays crushed yet again at home. The Boo Birds flying down as well from the handful of fans that showed up last night. 10-0 your final. The Jays have been outscored over the first 3 games of this 4-game set, 26-7. They'll look to avoid the sweep tonight. They'll send Kevin Gausman to the hill following last night's loss. The Jays now a game back of Seattle for the 3rd and final wildcard spot. Jays also do not hold the tiebreakers with the Mariners or the Rangers. Elsewhere last night, the Braves clinching their 6th straight NL East crown. They defeat the Phillies 4-1 from Philadelphia. Over to Formula One, Valtteri Bottas and Zhou Guanyu will return to Alfa Romeo for next season. The drivers will race for a rebranded team, though, as Alfa Romeo will stop at the end of this season. Week 2 in the NFL will kick off tonight from Philly, Eagles, and Vikings. You can join me for this one at the Century Casino Sports Bar Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road. Food and drink specials throughout the night. Your chance to enter in a draw for a trip for 2 to LA to see the Rams and Browns. The Century Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. This Sports Rewind is brought to you by Universal Rewind, industrial, electrical, motor sales, and service, servicing many industries we rely on daily, from agriculture and aggregates to food processing and industrial manufacturing. Choose expertise, experience, quality. Choose Universal Rewind.
2 guys and a goalie.
I think we're going to see some big things from Evander Kane this year.
You think so? Like if he stays healthy, like 40 goals or something?
He's used to Edmonton now. He's solidified, I think, his place in the dressing room. I think there's a comfort factor that takes a little bit of time.
2 guys and a goalie with Gager, Cassian, and Nielson. Tuesday and Thursdays at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio. Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielson and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Elks Call is the newest Edmonton Elks podcast located in Edmonton, discussing everything Elks. Join friends of EST, Scout and Catherine, Friday nights at 8 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Oil Stream.
Last summer on the Oil Stream, you and I discussed the possibility of Gagne coming back here on a PTO. He signed with Winnipeg and got an actual contract.
Anytime you can have Sam Gagne involved in your organization in any way, it's a major positive for you.
They love him.
The Oil Stream with Nielson and Gazzola. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell take you on a hot lap around the NHL with Hello Hockey. Saturday mornings at 10, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for the Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielson and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock for tips and tales from courses around Edmonton and area with the VIP Golf Show, presented by the Tailor Made Performance Center at the Ranch. Sundays at 8:30. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Nielson Show, featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Is it just me, or is this beat sound like something that Swollen Members would have had? Does this not sound like Swollen Members?
We'll chalk it up as the Canadian content, eh?
Mad Child here.
Prev 1.
Mocha only in the house. Thank you very much for watching the Nielson Show on YouTube. No matter where you're watching in the world, just know that we love you. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. And the Nasty Chat's popping along today as well. Macramalla is going to join us in about a couple of minutes' time. He said he was on Montreal radio. Cool. Enjoy that while it lasts. But it was like from 7:05 to 7:30. That's a long hit.
Enjoy that well.
Yeah, 25 minutes.
Yeah, that's what is he, like it's like a co-host type of thing? Or
I don't know. I mean, at that point, you kind of...
Business report?
Yeah. Sailor in today and says, hey guys, new segment idea, live Donaire reviews.
Yeah, I mean, anything Donaire related, sure.
Sure.
Me up there.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's do it. What we need is to hire a straight up Donaire salesman who only signs deals with Donaire companies to come in and do like live Donaire
We need a
testing.
spit here in the
That
studio.
would be good, actually.
We need shaving, and then if you just want to slice, You know?
Just wouldn't that? That's a great idea.
Because when Uke makes his homemade ones,
We
you
got
can just cut off
space.
what you want, fry them in a pan. And,
We got space for that. We could put that in here.
and I'm sure the building would love it.
And like we're just sitting around after the show, out on the couch or whatever, and you just want to go over and let's take a slice.
Just have a
Sit
slice.
there.
Yeah. If you don't want onions, you don't get it, or whatever it is.
A fountain of sweet sauce right next to it, and you just dip it in.
Fondue type of thing, yeah.
I'm excited for that. That's rivaling right up there with the Tecmo machine. Like, which one should we?
Donaire's for lunch. I'm getting a donaire today.
I haven't had a donaire in months. Months.
All this time on the road, you kind of.
Look, man.
Winnipeg's got a shawarma house, don't they, or something, or something?
I don't want to be super proud Edmonton guy, but there's no point in getting a donaire in any other city because nothing comes close to what we have pretty much on every street corner here in Edmonton.
But you get a hankering. You sometimes have to go for whatever you can have in the moment. Eh?
No,
you've never reached for that subpar donaire at a.
No, listen. If you want pizza, are you going to settle for just a horrible slice of pizza, or are you going to go for something that's relatively decent?
In the moment, you kind of have to make do with what you. But you won't go down. Only the best.
EST legal analyst Eric Macramala and guy who hates the plastic straw ban because snorting Coke just isn't the same anymore.
I was talking about those McDonald's spoons, too. Maybe he wants those back, eh? Yeah.
McDonald's, get those things back as well.
You wonder why they got rid of those.
Is Macramala standing us up? I'm going to text this guy.
Be classic on his maiden appearance here.
No, he'll, where is he?
He's got like 5 numbers. He always would.
Oh, he literally just texted me, try again. Just got off.
He's playing a game.
So
got off.
he'll be gross.
Yeah.
ESC legal analyst and guy who's in an ugly custody battle with Chunk over who Sloth will live with. I love that one.
I don't get it.
ESC legal analyst and guy who asks the judge for their personal phone at the start of every trial. Eric Macramala. That's a good one as well. EST legal analyst and guy that sent his Pornhub history to Mike Babcock even though nobody asked for it. Eric Macramala. EST legal analyst and guy who orders his eggs face down, ass up. Eric Macramala. And EST legal analyst and guy whose orgasm face is much more horrific than what you're imagining right now. Eric Macramala. Macramala, as always, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda. And Mitch Lewicki, he learned a while back that if he does not text 911, people do not return his calls. But people always return his calls because they think something horrible has happened to him. That's a good one.
Oh, that Mitch.
Yep. Macramala, let's bring him in. Eric Macramala, how are you, my friend?
Hi, is this 911? I'm driving an awesome car. I can't believe we're talking again. This is the most beautiful thing in the entire world.
I missed you so much, man.
Like, when I hear your voice now, I think of every great Whitney Houston song. You know? I'll always love you. I'm every woman. This is phenomenal. I don't know what to say. I'm emotional right now. I feel as though before this call I was like Humpty Dumpty, and now you put me back together again. Welcome back.
Hey man, thanks for joining us once again. You know that
you told me I didn't have a choice.
You're right. That's true. Hey Macramala, you're back. I'm not. You are. Yeah, okay. Well, that's good. You do know that
these aren't the droids you're looking for yet.
We are a video based show now. Hey.
I know.
Yeah. I think.
So, did you want me on camera later on? If so,
I think in the future, like if you are just kicking around the office, it would be nice to put a face to the voice for people who've listened to the show for
We've
years.
already seen him on the billboards around town here during the summer, right? He's the billboard guy. Yeah.
So, no, I mean, if we can work it the odd time, if you're kicking around the office, we'll just send you a link. You can dial in like a Zoom. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at you guys right now. I'm looking at you right now.
This is really
I
weird.
would have thought you would have been on the right and Eric on the left because the right is the power position. Right?
Really?
Oh. Is that your better side?
I'm surprised you're on the left.
Huh.
I don't think I like it.
I mean, if you're looking at the screen right now, I would be on the right, though.
That's right.
I'm sitting on the left, but if you're watching the screen, I'm on the right. I don't know. Where are you at on your spot over there, Eric? Like, you like being on that side?
I'm pretty cool. I could be wherever.
Yeah.
You want me under the table over there? I'll go under the
when
table.
I do play-by-play, I'm always on this side.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. And then setting up the show with like this monitor, it's similar to the old setup with the monitor on my left. So I kind of just sort of assume I didn't see it as a position of power, as the powerful lawyer says on the show this morning. Right?
That's right. I'm your lawyer for life, apparently. So. How do those who are in their automobile, how do they access the smash hit show that is the Nielson show with Lieutenant Eric?
Hey, Eric, great question. Thank you very much for asking. www.edmontonsportstalk.com, and if you go there, you will see a massive listen live button right at the top of the screen. It looks like an app. You just click listen live, and then you can listen in your car, just like that.
And then they can just stream it through their automobile and then drive around, listen to you all day. And what I love about your show is that after it airs, it's available all day, every day.
That's also good. You know what? You seem to understand technology very well, Eric.
Yeah, I've been following the genesis of this show, right? I've been cutting out newspaper articles, putting them on my wall, and circling both your faces with X's through them in red. This is very exciting. I'm just so excited. It's just. I feel like this is the next step in sports talk. You know, it's taken it to the internet, to the WWWs. This is huge.
Well, you know
Why
what?
is there an oven mitt on your desk?
Oh, that's the Scalding Hot Takes mitt every
Now you can
Thursday.
see,
Yeah, right there. You can see the mitt. People have been asking about this, but there it is.
Is Tim Hortons the sponsor?
No, they're not actually.
It's not.
All right, Eric.
Whatever.
You want to remove the cup. Eric, you want to remove the cup from the desk, please?
Well, they're always welcome, though. If they want, they can email business@edmontonsportstalk.com. We'd be glad to bring them on.
Let's be honest. If they want us opening up packs of cards this year, they're going to have to pay for that.
Good point.
I mean, that's just as simple as it. Or at least give us the cards for free.
That'd be nice.
I mean,
Or
one
the
or
binder.
other.
I'd take the binder as well.
We can probably make that work. You know, Macramalla, overall, just like you mentioned, like, this is kind of where the industry is headed, from a business mind like your own. Like, do you think, like, in 10 years, any sort of sports content will basically be consumed online? Like, do you think there's much left for the way things were done 3, 4, 5 years ago?
Strictly talk is going to be a bit of a challenge for sure. I think it's going to morph into, so you've got the sporting events, and then you create content around that. But the life is filled with change. Things are always in flux. They're always fluid. And we're just seeing an evolving business model. And that is really the most that I can say without getting into trouble.
Eric Macramalla, legal analyst, back with us on the show this morning. What'd you make of the back and forth with Mike Babcock and the Spittin' Chiclet guys, and considering the fact that Babcock just got this job back after the way he was exited out at his last gig, and I know Columbus tried to smooth things over, and I know Paul Bissonnette, Biz Nasty there, didn't back down, and it was a little bit of a nasty situation. Where do you come out on that entire thing? Because we were going back and forth on it, and it got pretty heated on two guys and a goalie. But then Cass pointed out, he goes, these are allegations. It's not like there's a bunch of people saying here's the evidence that this is what Mike Babcock has done. But it's just such a bad look that this is a story already for Babcock in his return to Columbus.
I think the story is absolutely awesome, and I want to thank Columbus for hiring him because they give us what is going to be an endless stream of stories about a coach who's behaving badly. I don't know what happened. Boudreau and Boone, and by the way, the name Boone is the best name in the entire world. That's why he's captains, because it's the strength of his first name. Those two guys denied it. And those denials seem relatively truthful. We don't know specifically what happened, but, employers can't go about asking employees see photos on their phone. You're straddling a legal line there that maybe you want to not straddle. That aside, what this reminds us of is that reputation is context. That's the bottom line here, is that had this happened to any other coach other than Babcock and Bill Peters, it wouldn't even be a story. Right? No one would even think twice about it. I showed them pictures of my kids. But because it's Babcock, then the manner in which the story was communicated to us by Paul Bissonnette and the manner in which it was consumed by us, the end user, is entirely different. But that aside, you hire this guy. He's bringing lots of baggage, man. Like, he shows up at your house like he's packed for a trip around the world. That's how much baggage there is.
Our text of the day yesterday was Mike Babcock's next power move is to take all of his players' phones when they walk in the dressing room and add Edmonton Sports Talk to their homepage. which would be awesome. Which would be, I think that was a great text yesterday. Shout out to Big Maple who got in on that one. Macramalla, before I let you go, I guess baseball season had already started when we had you on the show before it got blown out, and there were some changes that were made to the game. Do you think they've accomplished what they wanted in baseball this year so far with the rule changes?
I think it's been a huge success. Pace of play is up, more balls in play, less time between balls in play. The bottom line is that I was changing the channel last season in between pitches.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest thing to do in the world because there was too much time. So I watched Jarrett Cole throw a fastball, and then I go watch Murder, She Wrote, Season 2, Episode 7. And then I would go back to watch Jarrett Cole throw a curveball. And then I go back and watch the second part of Murder, She Wrote, Season 3, Episode 2. So I don't do that anymore. Yes, Angela Lansbury was phenomenal. She was tremendous in that show. But I haven't watched it because now I'm watching these games. They move quickly. I would even say accelerate the pitch clock by like 2 or 3 seconds. That'd be even better. Put them in more of a hurry. Maybe make the pitch clock like 2 seconds.
Well, what about branding it like Fast Fridays, and the pitch clock is 7 seconds, and the entire league gets games done in like an hour and 40 minutes?
Yeah, it's baseball meets speed chess.
Yeah.
Click, 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 click. You get the ball, throw it back in, get the ball, throw it back in. But I wasn't ready. No one was ready. It doesn't matter. The game's over after 6 minutes. I think that's a great idea, but it's nice. I'm enjoying baseball. I'm enjoying watching the Braves. That's a well-constructed team. They can hit from top to bottom and then back up to the top. It's phenomenal. They can pitch. And so you're getting a chance for, they can run, and there's more stealing and, more balls in play. And so the Braves, to me, really capture how great baseball can be. And the Jays really capture how bad it can be. And what's up with them not selling out? Like, how empty was that stadium yesterday against the Rangers, which was effectively a playoff game, no?
I think people are just expecting them to lose because the Rangers are an AL playoff team and the Blue Jays don't beat good teams.
This is true, but they're only a game behind in the wild card. Like, that looked like an Expos game, man. And I love my Expos.
And the Expos don't even exist. And it looked like an Expos game, yeah.
They're still outdrawing the Blue Jays. That's the crazy part about that.
You could
Expos,
get
your team for life.
You could get that crowd that you had last night in Montreal by just saying, "Show up. Maybe there'll be a game today."
Show up. Free fur hats. Everybody's there.
Macramalla.
Fur hats.
Go ahead.
No, I was like, I'm just so emotionally overcome by this experience. Yeah. I'm so happy you're back. You're one of my favorite people in the world other than Oprah Winfrey and her husband, Stedman, who sleeps in a separate bedroom. This is just so wonderful. And I wish you all the success with this and your other 72 podcasts. And I just can't wait to see where this takes you because you're going to be famous.
Thanks, man. We'll keep working on it.
You like it? You are going to be famous. Did you like the going part? That was good.
Hey, something to work towards. I look forward to possibly seeing you on video next week. You think this call blows your mind? Wait until you're seeing yourself on there.
Oh, I have a camera here, and I will do my best to come on. I just have to make sure I go in hair and makeup, get my sideburns trimmed, and work out a bit, and have a different face. And when all that is done, I will come on.
We'll have you on the right.
I love you.
Yeah, that's right. We'll put you smack dab in the middle. Macramalla, appreciate it, buddy. We'll talk to you again next week.
And I love you guys more than Stedman, who sleeps in a separate bedroom. You guys take care of yourself.
There you go. That is legal analyst Eric Macramalla, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda. Let's get to a sports update. Then we got Ian Rapoport coming up as well. We'll set up the Thursday nighter between the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles. That is on the way in just a matter of moments.
That Stedman stuff gets me every time.
Yeah, you really thought that was hilarious.
I'm a sucker for that stuff, I tell you. The Jays, shutout at home last night, 10-0 to the Rangers. They've lost the first 3 of this 4-game set by a combined score 26-7. They'll look to salvage a little something tonight when they send Kevin Gausman to the hill. Jays a game back of Seattle for the 3rd and final wildcard spot. Both the Mariners and the Rangers do hold the tiebreakers as well. Elsewhere last night, the Braves clinching their 6th straight NL East crown with a 4-1 road win over the Phillies. Week 2 in the NFL kicks off tonight from Philadelphia. Eagles hosting the Vikings. You can join me for this one at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road. They're new, just like us. Food and drink specials, plus your chance to enter into a draw for a trip for two to LA to see the Rams and Browns. The Century Sports Bar Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. And this sports update is brought to you by the staff at Park Mazda and Mitch Lewicki. As a family man, Mitch feels that being a father is the single greatest feeling on earth, not including those wonderful years he spent without children, of course.
Shop.
We've been doing this for a long time. We spend all this time salivating over the season. Sometimes, if you haven't learned your lesson, you go hard betting on week one, and then we get ready to get into week 3 of the season going, what the hell were we talking about for a month leading into the season? Because everything we thought was the case was wrong. So I always tread a little lightly, and I try not to make these so definitive takes. Things can change very, very quickly, or maybe they have, and we just haven't seen it yet.
The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla, as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for the Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio, Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Nielson Show, featuring Lieutenant Eric, only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
All right, welcome back to the Nielson Show on a Thursday morning. We got Greg Wyshynski, ESPN NHL analyst, coming up here around 8:25 this morning. We're in our Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studios. If you want to get your hands on those new Popeyes sweet and spicy wings, you can do it DoorDash, Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats, wherever you get it, or you can just pop on by. You can go through the drive-thru if you're like a Wannock and you don't go into the drive-thru. You go into the restaurant, and we're going to have to get there with Ian Rapoport, actually. Ian Rapoport is brought to you by Century Casino. He's our NFL insider today. Ian, we were having a chat on the show this morning, and one of our guys here says he never goes through the drive-thru. If he wants fast food, he parks and he goes in. I'm a huge drive-thru guy. Where do you come out on your fast food acquiring, I guess?
I mean, I don't eat a ton of fast food. My family loves McDonald's. So whenever they go through the drive-thru, and they have a whole method of you eat your fries first because those get cold, and they kind of set themselves up. I have 2 kids, so they sit in their car seats or their boosters, and they have a whole setup. And yeah, so I think we're big drive-through people. I would prefer to just go there and eat, but generally I don't get a vote, so that's what I do. Yeah,
but when you have young kids, mine are now 6 and 8. How old are your kids?
8 and 10.
Okay, 8 and 10. Like, when you have young kids, going in is not, the drive-thru is heaven sent. So, yeah, I can understand where you're coming from in that situation. Eric, do you want to get in? Should we start with this Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift stuff?
Ian, we can't ignore the elephant in the room here. What's the latest? What do you know today? I mean, we're 7:47 here Mountain Time in Edmonton. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, where are we at here? And who are you more happy for in this expected relationship? Quiet relationship.
Well, we'll see what happens with the relationship, if there is one. I don't know that there is one. I don't know that they've been out on a date or whatever. It does sound like there's been some communication. Maybe they will date at some point, but I don't believe it's happened yet. I think what happens is celebrity news kind of gets in front of what's already happened. So, let's say at some point they go out to dinner or have a drink or something, people will be running wild, but reality is it's a date. It's one meeting. We'll see what happens. I'd be happy for him if he was dating Taylor Swift, but I'd be happy for him if he was dating anybody that was that made him happy. You want people to be happy.
You want him to be happy, and the worst case scenario here, Taylor Swift writes a smash hit album about the relationship she had with Travis Kelce, which has happened a lot in the past. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Speaking of interesting stories from Week 1, I mean, nothing bigger than what happened with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I mean, how does this play out for? We were talking the day before, like Aaron Rodgers doesn't go out like this, obviously. But what do you think the timeline's like for Rodgers, and how does this impact that final stage of his career?
Well, I mean, the timeline is, like it always is for a torn Achilles. It's about 9 months. It's a tough rehab. It's grueling, and he's going to be 40. So I don't think he'll go out like this either. But I can't just pretend that everyone snaps their fingers and like, you're totally fine, rehab's going great, and you have no complications, and you're back on the field. Like, it really does create a big unknown. I don't know what's going to happen. And my guess is that he plays again, because I don't think he's going to want the lasting image of him being sitting down on the field for his 4 snaps as the Jets quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to want that. I think he will come back, assuming he can. He's not a skill position guy. He's not a receiver or a running back. So it's not like he needs, that thing to be firing on all cylinders. But he is athletic, and he does move, and I think he needs to be fully healthy, ready to go. It'll be interesting to see what happens next. It really will, how rehab goes.
How do you think Wilson handles this new opportunity again with the Jets, considering they brought in this veteran to essentially replace him but mentor him at the same time? Now he gets thrown back into the fire. Yeah. There's obviously a discussion about a lot of other quarterbacks that could possibly come in and be there in a support role. But, they use such a high pick on this guy. Do you have any idea of the level of confidence that they have in him to lead what looks like it could have been a really good team with Rodgers at quarterback?
Well, and it still could be a good team because, we saw them beat the Bills with Aaron Rodgers only playing 4 plays, right? So they can run the heck out of the ball. They can play really good defense. They obviously have good enough special teams. They won the game on special teams. They can be good enough. We'll see if they are, but they can be. And I think for Zach Wilson, the most important thing is that he's just functional. Like, just get in and out of the huddle, hand the ball off, get the ball to your teammates, not to the other guys. Just move the ball down the field. Don't try to do anything crazy. Just manage the offense. And, that's how it should be for any young quarterback. Not everyone's running around, see their pants, making plays, going crazy. Usually it's like, get the ball to your guy, get in and out of the huddle, don't turn it over. That's a good goal for any young quarterback. If he can do that and he can show that it's not too big for him, I think he's really going to be okay.
Ian, we'll go abroad for a second. You tweeted out about a half an hour ago, you and Tom Pelissero there from the NFL Network, Tottenham Hotspur and the NFL announcing an expansion of their partnership through up until 2029, 2030. Can you just walk us through this? What does it mean? I mean, that's 6 years from now. Everybody's saying, when is a franchise going to be abroad or Mexico or whatever? I know Germany's had success, Bucks fandom there or whatever it is. Can you just walk us through this process, where it's going, maybe where you see it going in the far future beyond that? And is London the place to be if fans are going to be expecting a team ever to be abroad?
It's so complicated to have a team abroad. I don't know that they could ever do it. I would love it. It would be awesome. I'd love to have a Super Bowl in London. I mean, that would be super cool.
Man, yeah.
I don't know that it's reality. I think for the NFL, there's a lot of things that would sort of stand in the way of a team being 8 hours away at the minimum. If you could do it, but let's say, a team has Tuesday workouts, they work out a bunch of guys on Tuesday during the season. How do you get them there? How do you fly them to London for a workout and then send them back? If they go to doctors in the United States, it's an 8-hour trip. How do you pay them? There's different money. Do you have a calculator where you give players a different sum based on the exchange rates? I mean, how do you do it? You could figure this stuff out, but it is very, very complicated. What's happening now is that, this new stadium has basically, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium has basically become the NFL's official home, going to have 2 games a year. What that means is they sort of have preferred status. It had been Wembley for a long time. Now it is this new place. And they put a lot of money into it, millions and millions of dollars, which is all very good. I think it's going to be awesome. And it just essentially solidifies the NFL in England for the next decade or so.
You laid out all of the hurdles that they would have to overcome to have a team permanently over there. Is there a desire from the league to do that, though, or is it mostly just fans and media speculating on, hey, it would be cool if that happened?
I think for a while it was, let's put a team in London, let's put a team in London. Then I think the reality of it sort of set in, and it was like, all right, well, maybe that's not entirely possible. I think everybody would like it. It would be very, very cool, and it would sort of lend credence to the international vibe or direction or whatever you'd say that the NFL is going. I just don't know that it's feasible. So I think, what everyone wants right now is a consistent, steady, solid presence, in the international world, whether it's London, whether it's Germany, whatever it is. Could there be a team there? I don't know, but I don't know that it's necessary. I don't know that it's necessary to have a team there full time.
All right, before I let you go, man, let's set up tonight. Vikings and the Eagles. The Eagles were favored by a touchdown. The line has moved a little bit. We saw the Eagles come away with a victory last week. I mean, even with the touchdown spread, I still kind of like the Eagles in this situation. What do you think the Vikings are going to do to try to pull off an upset here tonight? What do they have to do? How do they find success against Jalen Hurts and company?
I think the Vikings are going to be okay. They didn't play bad last week, made a couple of mistakes, kind of folded a little bit in the fourth quarter against a kind of an upstart Bucs team. But I think the Vikings are okay. To me, they're basically the same team that they were last year, right? I mean, last year they won a lot of one-score games. This year they've lost one. So I think they're going to be right there. I think it's going to be a really good game. I don't know that Philly's necessarily just going to roll, but I do think it's going to be a good game.
As always, Rap Street, appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot for the time.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Take care.
That is Ian Rapoport quickly setting up that Thursday nighter there at the end of that segment. And Lieutenant Eric will be on location tonight at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge in Fort Road for the Thursday nighter between the Vikings and the Eagles. We played the the challenge earlier on in the 6 o'clock hour today for Century Casino. And hey, if you're looking for NFL swag, the place to get it, Pro-Am Sports. Now, look, if you want Oilers stuff, obviously they're the leader for that. You can go get all that stuff tracked down, all the NHL stuff as well. But NFL stuff sells extremely well at Pro-Am Sports as well. NFL sideline headwear from New Era and throwback jerseys from Mitchell and Ness. If you go to their website, they got a huge thing on the throwback jerseys. They've got both Sanders. They've got the really, 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 really good one, Barry Sanders, and then the guy who talks a lot.
Don't disrespect
and Coach Prime. Coach Prime. Pro-Am in Edmonton on St. Albert Trail, 1 block north of the Yellowhead. Very easy to just hop online. Website's really smooth at proamsports.ca. But if you're looking for some of that NFL swag, the Cooks and Boys have you covered over at Pro-Am. I actually connected Pro-Am yesterday with William Huff, who did all of our rapping, and they might end up spicing some things up over there.
Oh,
do you realize how great it is to connect two of our partners together? It was just, it felt so good.
That's what we're really trying to do here on EST, right? Like this is it's connecting communities.
Yeah, well, that's what we say. Like, we want to be the home of Edmonton sports coverage. And we've got, I've put two great guys in contact with each other.
You've brought couples together in the past.
Yeah.
Now you're bringing companies together.
Yeah.
This is what you two do.
We have wed people.
The beginning of a marriage between Pro-Am and William Huff. Heck, we tried to get, it was a Menopause Nick we sent on a couple of dates. One date didn't go well, but he's now married with a child.
He's got a kid. That's all that matters. Yada, 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 and he's living life.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're looking for any of that retro jerseys and stuff, Pro-Am's got you covered. Check them out online at proamsports.ca. All right, we do need somebody right now who wants to play kind of easy trivia today. You know how this works. 780-218-9999. We actually have a gift certificate from Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual up for grabs. So if you would like to play today, do not call 780-218-9999 because that's not going to work. You just have to text us and say, hey, I'd like to play. I'd like to play kind of easy trivia. Give me that Mr. Mike's. All right, 780-218-9999 if you'd like to play. If you have any questions, 3 questions too many today, you can fire those over as well, whether it's in the nasty chat on YouTube or at 780-218-9999, and we will get to some of those as well. Greg Wyshynski, ESPN NHL analyst, coming up here around 8:25 this morning as well. He just got home from Vegas. He was there. All the players were there. They were doing the preseason media availabilities. So we'll get into a little bit of that with Wyshynski in about 30 minutes as well. But one more time, if you'd like to play Kind of Easy Trivia this morning, 780-218-9999. We will go there coming up just after 8 o'clock right here on The Nielson Show.
The Oil Stream.
Last summer on the Oil Stream, you and I discussed the possibility of Gagne coming back here on a PTO. He signed with Winnipeg and got an actual contract.
Anytime you can have Sam Gagne involved in your organization in any way, it's a major positive for you.
They love him.
The Oil Stream with Nielson and Gazzola. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Join Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock for tips and tales from courses around Edmonton and area with the VIP Golf Show, presented by the Tailor Made Performance Center at the Ranch. Sundays at 8:30, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you... Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for the Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla, as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielson and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Elks Call is the newest Edmonton Elks podcast, located in Edmonton, discussing everything Elks. Join friends of EST, Scout and Catherine, Friday nights at 8 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell take you on a hot lap around the NHL with Hello Hockey, Saturday mornings at 10, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio, Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielson and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
8:02 on the AM Nasty. Hey, if you are listening in your vehicle this morning on the way to work or school, hey, shout out to all the kids. Shout out to the kids on the way to school today. Let us. I still really get fired up. I get aroused by the idea of people just clicking on EdmontonSportsTalk.com on their phone and listening live on the show, to the show, in their vehicle on the way to wherever they're going.
Edmonton Sports Talk, the clear choice.
The clear choice.
You won't miss a thing.
For Edmonton sports. Let us know if you've enjoyed the experience, and honestly, let us know if there are any issues, and we will continue to get these things
Be
figured
honest.
out. Yeah,
we want honesty, because then if there's issues, we fix them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You don't need to get a ticket and wait for.
Yeah, we don't have to wait for somebody else to do it. We can look after it ourselves, which is we're finding to be very convenient, which is nice. Greg Wyshynski's coming up, grand finale as well. The Hangout. Saw somebody asking about the Hangout. Google Podcasts. Have we linked that to Google just yet? Matt, like this is the thing. Matt can probably go check and do this right now for the guy who was asking. It is on Spotify. It is on Apple Podcasts for sure. Matt, is it on Google?
I did it a few days ago. I don't know if it
sometimes
up.
It takes some approval. Like there's a little bit of a window there. But if not,
it's not showing up there yet.
If not, it will be. If that's what you're wondering. If not, it will be. So the Hangout has been really fun. Today's is going to be great. Joaquin Gage is going to be in from 9 till 11 today. And Lieutenant Eric's little bigger brother, Lucas from Whale and the Wolf. They just dropped an album last night. Lucas is going to be in as well. That's going to be a really fun episode, I think. Eric and I have a lot of fun because we just sit here and we're doing other work. I'm getting ready for like lock shop and 2 guys and a goalie. But we just get to sit here and listen to the Hangout, and it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun.
It's a nice experience,
yeah.
and then you kind of yell things over or bust in whenever you want. Right? We have the freedom to do so.
Yeah, that's the best part. It's just a cool place to be. The Hangout, the place to be. Right here, the clubhouse for EST. This is pretty interesting. Savage Matt is going to play kind of easy trivia today for Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual and get himself a gift card from Mr. Mike's. And Matt gave him a call back. We didn't think he would. We thought
let's go over the policy here because you said it, and we might as well use this. Going forward
if you first of all, if you text in to the Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999 and say, "Hey, I want to play," when we phone you, you have to make sure you pick up. I thought for sure Maddie would be one and done, but Wanik, what's your policy on this?
Well, I think early days.
Okay.
Our number, no one knows our number. We're not calling from 780-218-9999.
That's a good point.
So I think that if they're expecting a call from us, they also don't want a spam call at that time, so they're not accepting it. So early days, I'm giving one extra call back. Because if you're getting the same number calling it back right away, then you should realize, I text in for something, I should pick up.
Yeah.
But, right now I will give a leeway because people don't know the number we are calling from.
Fair.
Sounds fair.
I don't answer my phone when I don't know a number.
Sounds fair.
Yeah.
So I thought our number said Edmonton's. Oh, no.
We're not on the landline.
Oh, the landline says Edmonton Sports Talk. Okay, yeah,
right?
we're gonna try to get that landline.
But this is only temporary. You're giving them. We're gonna give
and
like
even even if we stick with the cell phone, I think after like a month or so, well, too bad. Now
you'll start to know. Yeah,
we're into.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, so anyway, Savage Matt didn't pick up till the second time, but he's still playing for Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever in the Hampton Inn on the corner of 137th and Mark Messier Trail. We do suggest you try the sirloin bites. They are
surely good, Governor.
The crisp on the outside of the sirloin bite. I can't even say sirloin properly now. It's always sirloin. The crisp on the outside of these things. I don't even know how they do it. I physically don't know how they actually make this thing. New location out in Fort Sask as well. So
ask Mike when you show up. Maybe he'll tell you.
Yeah, ask. Hey, hi.
Can I speak with Mike, please?
Is Mike here? I'd like to. Actually, the weird thing is that the contact for Mr. Mike's, his name is Mike, which is just wild. I made the joke when I first emailed him. I said, "Hey, Mr. Mike," ha 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 ha, and part of me was thinking he wasn't even going to get back to me, but he did, and they signed on, which was great. So go support Mr. Mike's. Absolutely
it's
delicious.
Like Jim Ribb owning the Mr. Ribs in North Battleford. Couldn't believe it. What are the odds?
Are you serious?
Yes. I told you he's got a business card, Jim Ribb. You must have.
Did he change his last name to Ribb?
No, he's just like this.
Come on.
No, I'm serious.
That's amazing. What a story. All right. Anyway, Savage Matt has been waiting. Savage Matt, are you ready to go?
Yes, I am ready. And I want to thank my daughter for telling me to answer the phone because it might be EST.
Oh, wow. How old's your daughter?
She's 9.
Wow, she's really got it together compared to you, hey?
She's like, answer the phone, Dad. It might be them. I'm like,
oh, it worked out. That's good. All right. Well, hey, don't let her down now, okay?
Lots of pressure.
All right. I'll start the ticker after I read the first question. Good luck, man. Here we go. Which league opened up some rookie camps yesterday?
NHL.
Which city is home to the NFL's Eagles?
Philly.
Who do the Eagles play tonight?
Vikings.
Who's the quarterback of the Vikings?
Kirk Cousins.
What position does Justin Jefferson play?
Wide receiver.
Boom. Boom.
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am. Get it right.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show. That's a paddling.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Oh, you better believe that's a paddling.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a paddling.
The first year, we took it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Little club beat loop provided by Savage Matt today, and he is going straight to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. And I'm telling you, you can go get a lot of fancy burgers in places, but that classic Mike burger just hits right.
I really hope he's bringing in the kid because it heard like maybe there was a bit of assistance.
Well, he has to now.
And the sirloin bite, I mean, that goes straight down the middle. You got to kind of share maybe a plate for each now. Like,
I would probably let her order for everybody.
That's the play.
Because if she wouldn't have told her daddy, to pick up the call, he wouldn't have got to play and we would have moved on to somebody else. But good news for everybody else is we'll play a little trivia tomorrow. You and Tommy Gazzola tomorrow. You guys, what are you going to do when Tommy rolls in at 7:45 for a show that was supposed to start at 6?
We're going to have a wild time working that. Like, I don't know what you want to do.
I can't wait. I am going to get up early from Regina and watch
this will be
tomorrow
can't
morning.
miss.
Yeah. I think that'll be. I think that'll be good. Kyle the Embalmer in the chat says, the only thing I'm wondering is where are all the OG nasties at? Menopause Nick, Barry the Cheater, Norman a Combine, Spencer the Ginger. I haven't heard of any of the names. Are they okay? Kyle the Embalmer, Norman a Combine, I think, has been in the nasty chat today. Menopause Nick has texted in every single morning, multiple times. Barry the Cheater. Where is Barry the Cheater at? Has Barry the Cheater been in the... He must have been.
Yeah, he texted in. Where is that today? Oh, Barry the Cheater brought chili into work this morning. And they actually sent in a picture. The text, I can't remember who the texter was, but holding the chili. And this was like back in the 6 o'clock hour. So they're living. Barry the Cheater is living.
So Barry the Cheater brought chili in.
Yes, and then the texter was somebody else holding
nice
the chili.
Delivery. Nice delivery today.
Wouldn't mind it.
So I'm assuming they're streaming us at the Terwilliger Rec Center. I think that's where Barry the Cheater works. So you know what you should do? You should put us up on those TVs.
The video
Barry the
screen,
Cheater. That would be great. Yeah, if you work at a place that has television set up, let's get the show up there in the mornings. We're not filthy, right? We're not saying the F word and things like that. So you can probably safely.
But we can if you want. If that's kind of what you're looking for as well, we'll do that as well. Right?
If you work at a place
lace it.
that really wants vulgar stuff playing over the speakers while people are in working or shopping, let us know, and we'll try to do that too. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many. Here we go.
Oh my!
It's brought to you by the.
Why am I looking at that? Wait, why are you slowing down? Frank? No way. Frank?
Hey, honey. Hey.
What on earth are you doing?
We're streaking. We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium.
Who's streaking?
There's more coming.
Frank, get in the car.
Everybody's doing.
Now.
Okay. Lease the all-new 2024 Mazda CX-90 inline 6 turbo or plug-in hybrid to have room for absolutely everybody with its third row seating.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Parkmazda.ca. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a line for the segment?
Brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where the staff are more open than a jar of peanut butter at Mitch Lewicki's desk. You can follow them on Twitter as well. They're at Park Mazda. It's very simple.
Yeah,
and it's
earlier.
a great interactive account. DM them.
I had peanut butter late last night, boys.
Like a spoon?
No, I didn't. I had a bowl of cereal. I had peanut butter late 2 nights ago. I just...
What are you, like in a bowl? Like you?
Well, you know
like
what?
Ice cream?
Like we're busy. We're here. Like we haven't sent anybody on a lunch run in a long time. Right, so it's not like we're eating a lot at work. So I'm pretty hungry when I get home in the evenings. Right? They get home in time, have dinner with the fam, then everybody's in bed. I'm still working.
We've all been eating a meal a day, right, Maddie? Like maybe you no meals.
I've been crushing a breakfast sandwich.
Okay,
then whatever we get in the afternoons.
Like I'm on the full Will Fraser diet right now.
You're fasting.
I don't think I need it, but I am. Like that's where I'm at.
That I've always been on the just dinner basically.
Yeah?
What are you talking about?
Like you're not at breakfast.
I've never been really like I don't eat a lot of breakfast ever, and I never ate lunch.
A light
at work,
lunch though?
Like for a long time.
So you're not even trying to fast, you just naturally fast, kind of.
Well, because I'd get up at the old place. I'd get up and head straight to work, get things ready, and then naturally when it's lunchtime, we were on air. And so it's you don't eat when you're on the air. And then afterwards, it's I just want to get my work done and go home.
Yeah. We had somebody already text in at 780-218-9999 who wants to sponsor the Donaire of the Week segment. And it's not even it's not even a Donaire person. It's just somebody else who's like, let's go. Like that's I find that kind of interesting. That's good. All right, 780-218-9999. That's the Paris Jewelers inbox. And if you win text of the day today, it's probably a Macramalla intro. There's some good ones. He was on in the last hour. If you win text of the day today, a gift certificate to A and a W. Let's get into 3 questions too many for the great staff at Park Mazda. Question number 1. This came in earlier from our Slurpee discussion we were having about how paper straws are ruining the Slurpee industry. Who completely finishes their Slurpee anyway? Am I the only psycho who only drinks 3/4 every time and not the end?
It's a hell of a point.
Great
and I replied
point
to that texter.
Great point.
Well, this is the thing. Slurpee, yeah, it's a hot day. Oh, I want to get a Slurpee. Well, you get the Slurpee, and then what do you drink? You drive home or whatever you're doing. It's half. Like the Slurpee game, as crazy as it sounds, is winter. Like you're hungover or something, you get a Slurpee because it's not melting. It's cold out already.
Yeah.
Like you can drink cold drinks in the winter. It's not that bad. But getting a Slurpee in the summertime, man, it's a race against time, right? And then again, you get that flat pop, and then the big iceberg chunk of shaved ice on top.
Like, has anyone, whether you're listening right now, driving work, whatever, by the way, if you have any traffic updates, pass them along. I'm assuming things are really busy right now. Has anybody ever finished a Slurpee, finished it right to the bottom, and then said, oh, man, I wish I had more Slurpee? Has that ever happened? Have you ever said, man, I could really go for a second Slurpee right now?
No. And finishing it, like you're talking about, like, licking the bottom clean type of thing. I don't think I've finished a Slurpee, even like a small or a medium.
I'm not sure I've ever finished a Slurpee in my entire life either, Eric. First of all, it's near impossible to do unless you're like drinking the stuff of the bat right at the end.
That's gross. It's the flat, fizzless pop. But I always get the bigger one. You always go for the big one because there's so much there that you're never going to fear being out of Slurpee.
Yeah.
But since we've never been out of Slurpee, why would we fear that either? It's a strange drink. But it's better in the winter. It's great for a hangover. That's the thing. You want to kill the heat, you can just drink water. But in the wintertime, that's the best because it won't melt and it's delicious. An NFL Sunday or whatever with a nice Slurpee on the couch.
Slurpee. It's a strange drink.
Clip it.
They should they should do that. Steve in the Nasty Chat today. By the way, for those of you asking in the Nasty Chat what the why we don't have Super Chat, as I said, we don't even really know what Super Chat is.
Super Chat?
But maybe we get to a Super Chat thing at some point. I don't know. Like, Awanik's like, I'll look it up. I'll find out what Super Chat is. I think Huss does Super Chat for Winnipeg Sports Talk, and people can, like, donate, and then you read their question. It's, like, a way to, like, ensure that your comment
Pay to
gets
play?
read. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you want your YouTube comment read for sure, donate $1,000 cash, and we'll read it.
Or just donate meat, right? I think we accept that currency too.
A super chat essentially allows viewers to pay to pin a comment on live streams. So when someone goes live, viewers can see a cash symbol in the chat window and can click it to set a monetary amount and send a highlighted comment.
It's a dangerous game.
Wait, so if we do this, then we can actually pay Tom Gazzola real money?
If you, as a viewer, you must give money, and then your comment will remain pinned to the top of the chat for up to 5 hours.
5 hours? But what if somebody super chats after super chat's already been done?
Well, that's what I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know how long that goes for.
Yeah,
like if you double
weird.
up, right?
You have to outbid the other guy, like an eBay battle.
Like this, yeah.
An auction,
thousands of dollars.
Super chat auction. Is that a thing? YouTube, let's make that happen. Steve says more subs right by you guys makes a hell of a donaire.
That's the one.
You
That's
just said this to me.
More subs. There's 2 locations, 1 on 170th here. I might even go. Really? I think the guy's name is Chet or something. Had a great talk with him.
Crazy that his name isn't sub. Like the rib guy. All right, question number 2. How much time do you guys think Dylan Holloway will end up spending in the Oilers' top 6 this year? Kicked over my water.
Are the answers not enough or too much, I guess, or something like that?
Yeah, what do you want us to say? An average of 2.5 minutes a game.
If you see him up there, is that, like, again, you rifled off earlier in the show a collection of guys that you can just pair around in that top 6. Like, do you... Like, if he's playing well, like it's all an audition. If you're cooking, go and get up there. But
I'm gonna say he gets like the equivalent of 12 games in the top 6 this year.
But like due to injury,
due to injury, and I would say
because I ain't cheering that on.
Probably minimum 12 due to injury related decisions that have to happen.
Life happens, yeah.
Can Connor Brown stay healthy? Can Evander Kane stay healthy this year? Hopefully Nugent Hyman manage to stay healthy. But if Dylan Holloway is producing in the bottom six, I think there's going to be a natural sort of instinct from the coaching staff that if somebody goes down, Holloway's going to get that first look. He's now that Yamamoto Yesapuljarvi who like goes up, comes back down, kind of moves around. Yamamoto was locked in there a little bit more. I don't think Dylan Holloway will be there just yet. And then there is the opportunity for him to get there based on performance. What if Dylan Holloway, when he does, what if Dylan Holloway, Connor Brown's out 8 games. Dylan Holloway gets to play with Leon Draisaitl for those 8 games, scores 4 goals and has 3 assists. When Connor Brown comes back, a guy that you can play on your third line anyway, maybe Dylan Holloway gets to stick around. So I'm going to say like the equivalent of 12 games minimum, kind of work him in there as well. What do you think? Dylan Holloway in the top 6. Hit us up in the nasty chatter at 780-218-9999. Well, good. An Elks question. Here we go. Do you guys think the Elks will have to win out to make the playoffs?
Well, it's
the answer is probably
yes.
I
keep saying playoff hunt because they are hunting it. It's not out of, but I mean, let's be honest here. It's again, if Ottawa would have beaten Hamilton, the picture would have been a little more clear. It's going to take a lot, and they're going to need some outside help. But they can't really stumble from here on out, right? Like they need even more help. And I don't know if scheduling-wise in a 9-team league that's even possible right now.
They're 4 points back, but their schedule isn't easy the rest of the way.
No, that's not it.
It's tough. They're 4 points back, and then there's a bunch of teams between them and Hamilton.
But you're looking at the latter part of the schedule and playing tough teams, and these tough teams have already locked up what they need to do. Not saying these teams will take games off or anything, but...
Well, the Bombers might take the final.
That's what I'm saying. There's this subconscious thing where it's, let's rest ourselves for the playoffs. Or
like of their last 5 games, they play the 3 best teams in the league. They get the Lions, they get the Argos, and they get the Bombers in their last 5, which is not going to be easy.
Slide.
So, if they were to somehow win 4 of their final 5, they might have a shot at it.
It's better than the Jays just missing out on a wild card spot, wouldn't you say? I mean, just the trajectory and the trending. And now with Trey Ford in the mix, and, we've been talking about it on the Turf District earlier this week as well. Not that threat of him bolting to an NFL practice squad or anything like that. So it would be encouraging if they would end the year like that. And playoffs or no playoffs, it'd leave a good taste in the fans' mouths.
All right, if you want to chime in on that, what do you think? Let's go. No Dunbar, by the way.
And that was a good relationship cooking there between the two.
Dunbar was pretty reliable, I think, for Trey Ford. I believe they're going to move Gavin Cobb to the slot and leave Kyron Moore on the outside.
Next man up.
Hey, your brother's here. He brought in W.
Yes.
What a clutch move.
Love it.
And Tommy's still not here. T-Biscuit has been beaten to the studio by one of the people on his own show today.
Drinks and food, too.
Unbelievable. Greg Wyshynski's on the way from ESPN. Let's get to a sports update with Lieutenant Eric.
Week 2 in the NFL kicking off tonight from Philly, Eagles, and Vikings. You can join me at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road. Food and drink specials throughout the night. You can enter into a draw for a trip for 2 to L.A. to see the Rams and Browns. The Century Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. Jays crushed again last night, shut out at home 10-0 to the Rangers. They've lost the first 3 games of this 4-game set by a combined score 26-7. Look to salvage a little something tonight when they send Kevin Gausman to the hill. The Jays a game back of Seattle for the 3rd and final wildcard spot. Both the Mariners and Rangers now do hold the tiebreakers. Elsewhere last night, the Braves clinching their 6th straight NL East crown with a 4-1 win over the Phillies.
2 guys and a goalie.
I think we're going to see some big things from Evander Kane this year.
You think so? Like if he stays healthy, like 40 goals or something?
He's used to Edmonton now. He's solidified, I think, his place in the dressing room. I think there's a comfort factor that takes a little bit of time.
2 guys and a goalie with Gager, Cassian, and Nielson. Tuesday and Thursdays at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio. Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielson and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Elks Call is the newest Edmonton Elks podcast located in Edmonton, discussing everything Elks. Join friends of EST, Scout and Catherine, Friday nights at 8 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Oil Stream.
Last summer on the Oil Stream, you and I discussed the possibility of Gagne coming back here on a PTO. He signed with Winnipeg and got an actual contract.
Anytime you can have Sam Gagne involved in your organization in any way, it's a major positive for you.
They love him.
The Oil Stream with Nielson and Gazzola. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell take you on a hot lap around the NHL with Hello Hockey. Saturday mornings at 10, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla, as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for the Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielson and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock for tips and tales from courses around Edmonton and area with the VIP Golf Show, presented by the Tailor Made Performance Center at the Ranch. Sundays at 8:30. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Nielson Show, featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Welcome back to the Nielson Show. Grand finale coming up. Then our new show, the EST Hangout, will be happening at 9 o'clock today, and Joaquin Gage is going to be in with Lucas, your brother, who brought in A&W breakfast for us today, including a nice little chocolate milk for myself.
But what happened? He was
Clutch
in the drive-thru.
Oh, this was amazing. Considering we just had this talk today about going through the drive-thru as opposed to parking and going in, he went through the drive-thru. They forgot the chocolate milk, and he had to go back and get it, which is a clutch move. So huge shout out to Lucas for bringing this in. He's brought in more in one day than Tommy Gazzola has since we launched over a week ago. Tommy, you might as well just turn around. We've hired Lucas.
He's already fixing things too in here, I think, too.
Well, that's why Tommy keeps fixing everything. He's worried that somebody else will replace him as the handyman of Edmonton Sports Talk, which will be good. All right, this is good. Greg Wyshynski is going to be joining us once again. Was with us for a long, long time when we were back on the other station back in the day. But Greg Wyshynski is back with us, and he's going to be brought to you by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal. Any metal, cut to size, fast, West End and South Side. I think Wyshynski took the red eye last night. I don't even know how much sleep this guy's had. Wyshynski, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Yeah, I had plain sleep. That's about it. But that's fine. I mean, I was actually talking to my colleague John Butchagras about this. When you take a red eye back from Vegas back east, usually the next day you feel like you can take on the world. Like you're just delirious from your Vegas experience and not getting any sleep. And then the next day, so like Friday, is when it'll just fall apart and I'll just slip into a coma for 12 hours and be dead to the world.
Does your company fly you business class? Or are you a jammed up sleeper on the plane?
Well, so they don't fly me business class. I am a writer after all, but I've got the Delta status, so like I get the bigger seat, but I mean it was still a middle seat. It was fine, but like I just discovered today that I guess Delta is changing their mileage thing to make it like really, really harder to keep your status. So I'll be back in steerage before you know it, I guess.
Greg Wyshynski with us. Greg, coming back from the availability here with a bunch of the players for the National Hockey League. It's kind of like the official sort of let's get going on the season type of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they do 2 media tours. They do one in Europe for the European players. Last year, I think it was in Paris. I forget where it was this year, but they do one of those, and then they do one here for the North American players, and then it's every team sends 1 or 2 players. We had 2 players from Edmonton, obviously with Connor and Leon. We had 2 players from Chicago with Bedard and Seth Jones, and a couple players from Vegas as well, being that it was in Vegas. And basically what it is that it's a chance to create some stories and get some coverage before the season by having them talk to writers, and then also film interviews. But also it's the time when, if you're watching the game and it's like the Penguins versus the Capitals and you see like Sidney Crosby skate up to the camera and scowl, that's where they film it all. They film it all at this thing. So it's actually a really fascinating event to take part in, because not only do I get a chance to like talk to all these guys and start formulating stories, but I also kind of get to see how the sausage is made for all the TV networks and how they get their like footage for the year. It's pretty cool.
You mentioned Connor Bedard was there. I think I saw a picture of him yesterday sitting next to Sidney Crosby with a big smile on his face. How does Connor Bedard handle himself at this age? What was the vibe you got from Connor Bedard, who's obviously going to try to turn around an organization that's been through some turmoil, even though it's had a lot of success over the last decade or so?
He's extraordinarily boring. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like McDavid was kind of low key when he was a rookie too, right? But like Bedard's on another level insofar as just being guarded and disinterested. Look, he's young. His eye is on winning a Calder and being the best rookie he can be. I completely understand where his priorities are right now, and it's not necessarily to like go through a media car wash, but like I talked to him at the rookie camp. I talked to him again at this thing. He's just like, if there's a personality, and I think there is, because he cracked some jokes at the NHL awards, we're just not seeing it quite yet. And maybe that changes over time. Hopefully it does. But right now it's like, if you're looking to, sell the next generation of the NHL on Connor Bedard's personality, let's just hope his shot is as good as it's been, because that'll be the selling point. It certainly isn't going to be anything he says. What type of expectation? Like we're on Bedard here, so let's stick with him. But what type of expectations do you have for him offensively with that Chicago group this season? I mean, there's a ton of hype. We know that, but still, I mean, it's not like he's landing on a contender with a huge, great, amazing supporting cast around him. No, I mean, listen, they tore it down to get him, and it's going to take a while for them to build it back up. I mean, there are some players in that roster that I think will help. I mean, obviously, like having Taylor Hall there to not only hopefully skate with him, but also kind of mentor him a little bit as he did with McDavid, early on in his career. I think it was a really smart move on their part. The question for Bedard and his output is going to be the aforementioned shot. Like everyone you talk to talks about how this guy has an otherworldly release. His ability to get the shot off in a number of ways is incredible. Assuming that he's going to find time and space, he's going to score goals. And his shot has been compared, and Bedard himself has compared his shot to kind of the mechanics that Austin Matthews has a little bit, especially insofar as how he sort of releases the puck. And Matthews had 40 as a rookie. So I think I saw the over-under for Bedard goal total is like 34.5. I might take the over. I mean, I think he's going to be real good as a rookie. I do. I know he's not going to have a lot around him, but I do think that him coming into this league He's deceptively strong. Like, he's not tall, but he's stacked. I think he's going to be able to find time and space. He's going to be able to get that shot off. I think he's going to score some goals this season.
Oh, what other takeaways did you have from the last couple of days? I know you were working on a few pieces when you were out there and putting up content, but anything else jump off the page for you?
Yeah, I interviewed Connor and Leon for TV yesterday, which was kind of cool, and just chatting with them. I asked them both the same question, which is, have you reached your Nathan MacKinnon level of anger about losing in the playoffs?
Good question.
McKinnon was just like done with it. Connor's Connor. So, I mean, he kind of indicated that, you never want to lose in the playoffs. I get the sense from Draisaitl that he's a bit more close to that McKinnon level of, this is preposterous. We've got to break through. Like, it's cool that we've lost to the eventual champion twice in a row, but it should be our time now. And I feel like he's maybe a little bit closer to that level of I'm just over this happening every year. But yeah, it was good to talk to them. And then, we did get a little bit of time with Bill Daly, wrote about the NHL clearly believing that Atlanta could work third time's the charm for that market if we get back to expansion, which is kind of amazing. But apparently they feel like if they can get an arena in the suburbs, that it's going to be a different situation than it was for either the Flames or the Thrashers. And then briefly talked about World Cup and the Olympics. The Olympics are not a done deal. Like, there are some obstacles in the way, similar to the ones that we experienced when they decided not to go to Pyeongchang, insofar as like what costs are covered by the IOC. I get the sense that they feel like it's an easier road this time to get the funding that they need. And I also get the sense that, the owners, I think, see the Italian market and the time differences and when the games would be on and yada, 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 as being much more advantageous to them than having, games in South Korea or Beijing. So I'm pretty confident they're going to go, but it's not a done deal yet.
Greg, it's Eric here, and it's good to hear your voice again and good to talk to you instead of just phoning and saying, "Hi, Greg, it's Eric. Are you ready to go with Dusty?" So welcome back, and welcome to Edmonton Sports Talk here. We can't let you go or whatever about talking with your JETS Jets. Yeah. You're 1-0. You're 1-0. The defense looks great. I mean, you're still bullish on these Super Bowl chances?
Yeah, things are going really well.
I mean, how could you beat my Bills? You're looking fly here.
Well, what was great about being in Vegas was I was in Vegas for that game, and I sat with my friend Steve Wino from the Associated Press, and he's dating a Jets fan, and he got a harsh education on what it's like to experience Jets football and the range of emotions. And I tried to tell him, I'm like, people are experiencing this game with Rodgers getting hurt and them rallying and everything, and they think it's unique. This happens 17 times a year. like this is everything. I try to tell people, like, there are other really bad franchises in the NFL. Like, the Browns suck and the Lions suck, and like it's always been like that, right? But they don't. When they lose, they just lose. When the Jets lose or when the Jets win, it's operatic. Like, it's epic. Like, it's never just a boring loss or a boring win. And so this is the life of a Jets fan. So the fact that he got hurt is not a surprise because he's old, but also because he's wearing a Jets uniform. And now it's like Groundhog Day. It's literally this is now last season. It's like an all-world defense, an offense that, until proven otherwise, can't move the football because the quarterback can't make a decision on his own. And then you hope that you get a break. And in the case of the game against the Bills, they win the football game because Zach Wilson doesn't touch the football in overtime. So that's life. So listen, it's never boring. It's going to be fun. If nothing else, the defense is as legit as you're going to find in the league. And then you just kind of go from there. I am intrigued. I mean, they're not going to bring in a veteran this week, but I am intrigued to see who they settle on for.
Who you pulling for? Carson Wentz?
Yeah, who's on your wish list?
Yeah, who's the old guy you want?
Well, I've been kind of intrigued by this idea that if the Rams don't believe that they're going to do anything this season, the idea of trying to get Stafford.
Wow.
But, I mean, I'm not the biggest Stafford fan, but I mean, if you're going to turn the page, then turn it, right? Yeah. But I don't know.
Stafford takes that team to the playoffs with that defense for sure.
Oh, a competent, any competent quarterback. It would have happened last year. So any competent quarterback gets this team in the playoffs. But I mean, the elephant in the room is Rodgers, and the fact that like both he and the team are saying that they would like him to come back next year. He's on a 2-year contract. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But as of now, I've got to experience 16 more weeks of Zach Wilson being unable to check down on a receiver and, running 20 yards behind him before he gets sacked.
It's a hell of a defense, though. Hell of a defense.
Times.
Yeah, great defense, though. So that's fun. Greg, appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot for popping on. We're looking forward to catching up with you week to week.
Absolutely. Take care.
There you go. That is Greg Wyshynski, brought to you by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for... Yeah.
Now we got it.
Yeah, I got the clip from them. Yeah, you had to have it, right? The convenience store for... Oh, yeah.
What a lick.
I like that. I want to go into... I gotta go in because it basically, they say any metal, cut to size, fast.
Yeah. I would like some heavy metal, please.
Yeah, I want... Well done.
Some death metal.
I want to go in and just like order a small piece of metal. Hi, I'm here for like a small piece, like...
Maybe hit the drive-thru, you know what I mean? One metal to go, no bag. I don't need a bag.
Well done, buddy. Well done. Anyway, Metal Supermarkets, your convenience store for... All right, on the way, the grand finale, and just like that, the show is almost over once again.
The show really starts coming up next, too.
That's true.
Some people, according to some today, this is
the hangout's going to be good today as well. Gager and Lucas, who, by the way, brought in the CD from Whale and the Wolf, now available. I'm going to put this in my CD player, my compact disc player in my car. I was telling him, I still have my binder of CDs from when I was a teenager that still sits in my car.
This goes to the front page.
This goes right in the front,
right to the top,
with Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style, Chronic 2001, and the best hits of Emerson Drive.
What a time.
Boy,
we didn't even know we were living in the
How's that for a playlist? Yeah. Congratulations, Whale and the Wolf. You've made it. Let's get to a sports update.
Week 2 in the National Football League kicking off tonight. It's the Eagles and Vikings from Philly. You can join me for this one and every Monday and Thursday nighter at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Century Casino Fort Road. Food and drink specials throughout the evening. You can also get into a draw for a chance at a trip for 2 to Los Angeles to see the Rams and Browns. It's the Century Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. The Toronto Blue Jays look to avoid, but they'll look to get a run, maybe. That would be nice. They lost 10-0 last night. They've lost the first 3 of a 4-game set at home to the Rangers by a combined score 26-7. Jays now a game back in the Mariners for the 3rd and final wildcard spot. They've also lost both tiebreakers to Seattle and Texas. Elsewhere last night, the Braves clinching their 6th straight NL East crown 4-1 over the Phillies. Earlier this morning in Formula One news, Valtteri Bottas and Zhou Guanyu will return to Alfa Romeo for the 2024 season. Bottas and Zhou will drive for a rebranded team after the season, as Alfa Romeo will stop at the end of this season.
2 guys and a goalie.
I think we're going to see some big things from Evander Kane this year.
You think so? Like if he stays healthy, like 40 goals or something?
He's used to Edmonton now. He's solidified, I think, his place in the dressing room. I think there's a comfort factor that takes a little bit of time.
2 guys and a goalie with Gager, Cassian, and Nielson. Tuesday and Thursdays at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio. Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielson and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Elks Call is the newest Edmonton Elks podcast, located in Edmonton, discussing everything Elks. Join friends of EST, Scout and Catherine, Friday nights at 8 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Oil Stream.
Last summer on the Oil Stream, you and I discussed the possibility of Gagne coming back here on a PTO. He signed with Winnipeg and got an actual contract.
Anytime you can have Sam Gagne involved in your organization in any way, it's a major positive for you.
They love him.
The Oil Stream with Nielson and Gazzola. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell take you on a hot lap around the NHL with Hello Hockey. Saturday mornings at 10. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for the Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielson and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock for tips and tales from courses around Edmonton and area with the VIP Golf Show, presented by the Tailor Made Performance Center at the Ranch. Sundays at 8:30. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Welcome back to the AM Nasty. Nielson Show set to wrap up. And when you are looking to wrap things, these are your guys. Not Edmonton Sports Talk and stuff, but these are your guys down here. William Huff. They made our place look awesome, and let's be honest, this place used to look like trash. But now it looks amazing, and that's because of our fine friends at William Huff. And like I said, I connected them with another one of our clients yesterday, and step by step, one building at a time, William Huff is going to make this city look amazing.
They're going to wrap the whole place.
The entire place, the
capital region
will be wrapped by their fine friends at William Huff. What'd you learn on the show today, buddy?
Well, I didn't really get much of the juice out of the squeeze when I pressed old Ian Rapoport there on the Travis Kelce tail. He was kind of
wanted to get to the bottom of it.
He was kind of mysteriously quiet, almost like the reported quiet relationship that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce had.
I thought she was with Fernando Alonso like 2 months ago.
Yeah, but when you got like close to $1 billion,
Maddie,
that came out as like, no, that wasn't true.
So then why should we believe this Travis Kelce thing?
Well, we shouldn't,
because it seems to be more logical.
I'm not saying I believe it. I just wanted to.
Why? Like, dude,
closer in age, and same continent.
Fernando Daddy.
Would you guys view Travis Kelce as like
he's
a sex symbol? Like, is he? I don't know, ladies. I mean,
I don't think he's bad.
I feel like he's a pretty looking.
I mean, it's just and you know, there's always star power. Like stars and stars come together. Yeah. So Super Bowl champion, hosted SNL.
Maybe
Taylor Swift is
like the
biggest thing on the planet basically right now. It does make more. It makes way more sense than Fernando Alonso.
I feel like
way more sense.
I feel like Travis Kelce would be a lot to handle. Not that Taylor Swift wouldn't, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Travis Kelce seems a little overwhelming to me.
Oh yeah,
like as a bro,
high maintenance guy. Yeah, he's going out. You know, she's waiting.
His brother seems like a different beast. They do the podcast together. He seems like less high maintenance, I guess.
Unlike Mahomes' brother.
A little bit of a different situation
well,
there.
I got mine coming up next year. He's in
he's gonna be in
breakfast, coffee, the whole bit.
Gauger will be here right away. Yeah, breakfast, coffee. That's at A&W, right?
Should we put on Gauger's mask when Gauger walks in? I think he should.
We should put it on.
Put it on. Greet Gauger at the door.
Hey, Gauger, we're wearing your mask right now. I love this text. Within a year, that black sedan will be wrapped by William Huff. That's pretty good, man. Yeah. That's really good. I like that. Jasmine is in. There we go. Jasmine. Absolutely, he's a sex symbol. Did you guys see him on SNL? Kelsey was so good. But Jimmy GQ is the hottest man ever.
Ooh.
Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yeah, I guess that's well.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jasmine spoke.
He has that jawline. Jimmy Garoppolo looks like he could play Batman. You know, I've always thought Batman should be viewed as a sex symbol as well.
Let's get him in there. Kelsey could be one of the, what would he be in the enemy department?
Maybe,
New Age Penguin?
Bane. I don't know if I can. No, I can't really do the Bane voice.
That'd be a good cast, though.
That would be a really good cast. Yeah, that would be that'd be pretty good, actually. All right, let's get to your sound of the day today. We kind of added this to the new vault here today. We're cracking some packs around 6:45 today for Wayne Sports Cards. Sound of the day.
If you see a card store on the side of the road, you think, gotta tweet it to the
Crack Pack! Crack Pack, yeah, yeah. I'm tracking down all the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today.
I got me a card, it's a heck of a pull, and we're tweeting it out to the Crack Pack. I got me a canvas, it's worth about 20, so hurry up and sell it to get more money.
The Crack Pack is a little old gang where we can crack together. Crack Pack, baby.
A Crack Pack, baby.
That's the sound of the day, the Crack Pack anthem. Somebody, I think Tever Burkle in the Nasty Chat today has suggested we just call the grand finale the wrap. The wrap-up.
It's making a lot of
It
sense.
makes a lot of sense. It's brought to you by William Huff. It's the wrap.
Out with the old, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's some things we can carry.
Yeah,
I
no,
get
this
it,
is a
but,
great
like,
idea.
Grand finale, it didn't mean anything. Like, it didn't.
This
tie
is
in
how
anything.
most of the stuff on the old show would come up anyway, just like some sort of random
people like
text
you.
or a chat. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, the wrap. The wrap up or the rap? What do we like better?
Just rap.
The rap.
Because then people
Coming
might
up
think you're
next-
rapping. It's a word thing, right? The W in front, it's kind of a play on words.
Coming up next, the wrap up. Coming up next, the rap. Put a wrap on things for William Huff. Maddie, any thoughts on this? What do
You
think?
guys are the creative ones, not me.
Well,
True.
You're the creative. I'm pointing at the camera. Dude.
I'm not. I'll let you.
We
guys
do have
figure
to. We
that
do have
one
to get
out.
that camera
Put
on.
a vote.
camera
Nasty
on
chat
you
vote. That's what it should be.
Are you saying what do we need to do? What cameras?
You're not even paying attention?
Well, no, I just.
No. I said we gotta get that producer cam going for like
that
you
one.
and then
Actually, I think this has got more fun.
You're loving it.
You like
I'm just
being
this
the-
voice in the background that no one gets to see.
What do you think in the Nasty Chatter if you're listening online? We're going to be coming out of like, it'll be the Mandate, 825, it'll be Wyshynski, it'll be Gager. Those will kind of be the guys locked into those spots throughout the year. Coming up next, we'll have the rap for the William Huff wrap-up. Or the rap for William Huff. I think the rap for William Huff really
I like
works.
that. Yeah, I prefer that.
I like that.
In my
I'll run it
opinion.
by Bruce over there and see what he thinks. But this once again goes to show our sponsors that we can basically do whatever we want now. So if you have an idea for like a segment that you think would be really good and you have a company and you want to tie it into the name and you think we can make, like for example, I Got Beef from Acme Meats is a really fun new segment.
And
did
we will
that
be
today.
eating raw beef. You know, like we'll
At
eventually
some
get
point-
to a point where we're eating ground beef here.
At some point, we're gonna have venison Wednesdays, and that's what we're gonna be eating. All right, let's get to your text of the day for A&W. A gift certificate to A&W. Right there, that's an A&W coffee right there.
Delicious.
Yeah. That was brought in by Lucas. He's going to be in the Hangout. By the way, Gager just texted me, said he's just running a little bit behind, which is fine because on the Hangout, you can pop in, I can pop in, we can sit
do
there
whatever
for a
we
bit.
want.
Gager can roll in, you go with three
He
guys.
even put his helmet in the chair to kind of.
Yeah, actually, that's good. You could just put Gager's helmet in the chair until he rolls in. That's really funny. Coach C says that Crack Pack song absolutely bangs.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. All right, text of the day today. Where do we go? Gift certificate to A&W up for grabs.
Macramalla, it's got to be a hey on his.
I think it has to be. Although the
tradition.
black sedan being wrapped by William and Huff within a year, that's a real
Swoop it
honorable
in there,
mention
yeah.
on a day like this. A&W right now, organic fair trade coffee and an egger of your choice for just $5.49. The bacon and egger, the sausage and egger on seeded bun or an English muffin at all the Edmonton and area participating A&Ws. Here's what we had. There's a few good ones in here. EST legal analyst and guy who's in an ugly custody battle with Chunk over who Sloth will live with. That ties in nicely to one of our new vault clips.
I have no understanding of that reference. Do you?
EST legal analyst and guy who asks the judge for their personal phone at the start of every trial, just to take a look through it. That's in from Bones. I like this one. EST legal analyst and guy that sent his Pornhub history to Mike Babcock, even though nobody asked for it. I think that one. Good. I think that one might be a winner. ESC legal analyst and guy whose orgasm face is much more horrific than what you're imagining right now, Eric Macramala.
It's the Pornhub for me. And
I think that one.
It.
That's the one.
Like Babs is like that's enough. And
hey, Babs, here was what I watched this morning. All right, so there you go. EST legal analyst and guy that sent his Pornhub history to Mike Babcock, even though nobody asked for it. Eric Macramala. Good to have Macramala back on the show today. That is your text of the day for A&W. Start your day right with A&W breakfast on your way into to work. Or I even like the old, like you're staying home for the morning, but you go out, you get breakfast, and you bring it back.
That's a nice
That's
treat.
a real nice
That's a
treat.
Nice treat.
It really is.
Donairs or A&W breakfast sandwiches. They might have to get both of them. I think we'll have to get them both because we got a date in the barn, don't we?
We do have a date in the barn. New episode of the Achy Breaky podcast going to drop later on this afternoon. We're wondering, will it be Heads Carolina or Tails California? A classic today. We're going to get into that. Tommy Gazzola is going to be in this chair tomorrow morning as I am arriving very late into Regina to call the Elks and Riders game on Friday.
Enjoy the casino. Enjoy Casino Regina. I'll be at the Century Sports Bar and Lounge, Century Casino tonight, so we'll be both,
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't even get in until 12:30.
Hey, that's perfect time.
And if I can't sleep, I might as well pop over and hit the tables for a little bit. Yeah, but join Lieutenant Eric tonight. And the more that we talk about what we're doing with the NFL at Century, I really love it because you don't have to worry about what location.
Yeah.
They're trying to build something there. We're trying to build something here, which is going to work hopefully extremely well for both sides. So every single Monday and Thursday night, Lieutenant Eric, Fort Road, Century Casino, the new sports bar and lounge there. It's cool because he's still working his way through all the menu items, right? You haven't had a chance to find that one thing.
No, and I do believe the Thursday special is that brisket cheesesteak thing they got going on. I'm already very excited. Northside Steve, you better be coming
and
today.
Atif's rolling in too.
Atif might be
a bunch of the crew there. So swing on by and check it out tonight.
I'll buy you a drink.
I think the Eagles roll. I think the Eagles are probably going to roll tonight, but I'm sure Tommy and LTE will be breaking that down tomorrow right here on the Nielson Show for Matthew Wannick and Lieutenant Eric. I am Dustin Nielsen. Stick around. We're gonna redirect you over to the Hangout, hopefully. So just wait. If you have autoplay on, the Hangout should just start in a couple of minutes. If you don't, you'll see two windows pop up. You just click on the Hangout, and you don't have to go anywhere. The chat will just move right over. And stick around. Joaquin Gage, Lucas Holt, Matthew Wannick, Tommy Gazzola on the EST Hangout coming up. Everybody have a great day. Take it easy.